love this place!
Hey, man, is that
Double D?
Yeah, man. Well, turn it up, man.
Let's just go in and, like, kill all the orcs, right? They're the bad guys, who gives a shit? We just hack and slash and we loot their dead bodies, right? Hack and slash, kill them all, you know, conquer the infidels.
Boy, that campaign sounds like a barrel of fun, doesn't it?
Somebody who's opening a refrigerator and leaning in, right, is the language of a woman. Somebody who's opening the refrigerator and being cut off halfway through that lean is the voice of like a mermaid or a siren, right?
This is not the face of the hobby anymore. And I think there's been mistakes made in years past where people assumed that D&D players were all, you know, white dudes in a basement. Which has been a faulty assumption for a lot of years and gets more and more false every day. And so it's, in my viewpoint, honestly, guys like me can't leave soon enough.
I just had to be born with empathy and a weakness for socialism and femboys. For socialism and femboys.
For socialism and femboys.
You gotta put a little hot sauce on the taco, you know what I mean?
We want this dwarf to be the dwarfiest dwarf.
Right.
We want the elf to be the elfiest elf.
And just the dashiest dash of Tabasco.
Their voices need to carry across water.
I'm a creative. It's a huge drain, right? Because fans can be awful.
When we got the descriptions, they were very adamant. They were like, try not to make it like a white blonde guy. Like, please, like, we love him, but there's like 500 million of them.
The diversity that the characters need to have needs to reflect the gaming world now. The mix of people that are playing these games, you know, it's not, you know, 13-year-old white boys held up in their basement. It's a very diverse crowd, you know.
You say white lives matter, they don't. White lives don't matter because white lives aren't a thing.
What's this? What's this? It's the jacket.
The jacket.
The jacket.
Lutherville, Marina Del X, Otisburg. Otisburg. Who's this monster? She's got her own place. Otisburg. It's a little bitty place. Otisburg. Okay, I just wipe it off. That's all. It's a little town. Yep.
Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
5, 4, 3. Great sandwich.
Double zeros, baby!
Yes. Double zeros, baby. How we doing?
Hola.
Hola. Oh my gosh. Let's see. We got somebody here.
Several fail. He's everywhere. I'll make mincemeat out of you, mouse.
I texted Rogan this week about something to do with Pirate Cat.
Oh, really?
Maybe subconsciously that guy is Pirate Cat to me.
Dear Pirate Cat.
Dear Pirate
Dear
Cat.
Pirate Cat.
And of course is Crazy Mouse. And we're fully stocked.
Yes. I feel the relaxing vibes. Oof, I'm finding my zen or something. My happy spot.
That's right.
How's everybody doing?
I know I am doing fine. It's the jacket, says Overkill Joe.
The jacket.
It's the jacket. President Joker time. Yes, well, let's hope not. Let's hope things keep rolling. How is everybody doing? Looks like we already have a good crew in here. I see we have Shark-infested waters. How you doing, Shark? Surly, Evil Minion, Phaeton, Longshot, Marvelous Mr. Mean.
Overkill.
Yep, Overkill. Travis, good to see you, buddy.
Ironcaster, Snake Oil.
Mercurius, John.
Raya.
Yep.
They, then.
they, them. Joe Schultz. Jeffrem. Bag Full of Dice. Halcyon. We already got Rogan. Halcyon, yep. Everybody else.
And more to come. The door's open. More people can just show up.
Please come in.
Yeah, come on in.
Well, how are you guys doing? Rogan and Crazy Mouse. Everything going okay?
I'm good. I'm good.
Now, you were not, Rogan, you were not able to, kind of a last minute thing, you weren't able to join at Vengercon. And we'll talk about Vengercon in a moment.
First, we got something to hit up right there.
Boom.
DM Dragon Evan. Vengercon was awesome. Yep. Chris from Mad Scribe Games, Lord Mattias, Venger, and Double D are the best. Please follow and sub to them. Yes. DM Dragon
I don't know why you already
Evan.
wouldn't have, people. Come on.
Thank you so much, Evan. Yeah.
Hit that sub button. Hit that like button.
I believe
hit
I
the
got
bell for notifications. Jiminy Christmas.
Got to play in Evan's Dragon Slayer game. I think that's the same Evan we're talking about. So yeah, you did a great job. Like I said, I'll go over Vengercon in a moment. Like I said, I was missing Rogan, but there was there was such a good group there. Like I said, we'll get into that in a moment. But you have decided you are going to able to
I am,
go to Gen Con next week.
100% green. Go throttle up. I'm good to go.
We go behind enemy lines.
I'm ready for that.
Yep. We'll see. We'll see how long it takes for them to kick me out, as I get ID'd by Ginny D or Bob the World Builder or someone like that.
I'm tempted to bring a can of quote unquote man spray, Febreze, and carry it around and have to douse, these soy boys that they're gonna act like
It's going to be like a version of like the Hard Day's Night for the Beatles. Remember they're running away from me. I'm running through the vendor hall. There he is. Get him. Speaking of Ginny D, she did an interview with Jeremy Crawford, just dropped. So maybe we'll look at that a little bit. Condor DM has advice for getting women. We might look at that.
Whoa.
That's right.
I bated breath.
I just Susan Powder. Stop the insanity.
Whatever happened to her?
I don't know.
I did have a crush on her.
Oh, really?
I'm not partial to the short hair. The buzz cut hair.
There's a difference between a buzz cut and pixie cut.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like pixie cut hair on some girls. It really enhances their face and stuff.
Mine's got to be at least Janine Turner long. Like that's...
Are you talking...
that's the minimum. And even then, I like...
Janine Turner, is that...
Northern Exposure.
All right. And that hairstyle was a lot like Mary Boss, who I've mentioned on this show before.
Dorothy Henner.
Yeah. Yep.
But as far as for the buzz cuts, Susan Powder, nah.
Don't let us influence you, Rogan. You can
take her. I got Mary Boss.
You can be as wrong as you want. I mean, it's okay.
That butt, those boobs weren't wrong.
Look at this guy, Snake Oil Sean, at it already. 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Sean. Good to see you here.
Thank you, Sean.
Yep. Stephen Forshaw, channel member from a while back, is here. Hey, room.
5 months.
Hey, you.
It said for him, correct?
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yep. Exactly. All right. So let's get into it, shall we? Let's not keep these people waiting. They shouldn't wait. All right. So first of all, and I was there because let me see if I can do this. That is a physical little flyer that Venger had at Vengercon.
That's frameable.
That is. I'm going to keep it. All right. So take this down and I will start putting up some pictures. Just kind of combed Twitter. So these are all public pictures. So I hope I'm okay showing them here. I figure if they're okay on Twitter and nobody asked for them to be taken down, that we're good showing them.
That would look nice in a frame.
It would, yeah. Yeah. I should see if I can get the first 2. Maybe Venger would show me. I could collect them all like Pokemon. Then speaking of, there's the man.
That dude doesn't look evil.
He is not.
He's got that iconic shirt on.
Yes, he does. Yeah, I noticed that day one. I was going to ask him, like, holy shit, how'd you get that so quick? Yeah, now, we talked to Venger a little bit throughout. Unfortunately, I did not play in any of the Chalt games. Now, I kind of didn't want my wife playing in any of the Chalt games due to their reputation. And when I kind of like told her, like, these are a little bit balls to the wall, gonzo, she's like, ooh, that's not for me. So it just didn't work out. And next time, I will definitely make a point, though, even if it's just me going in Venger's game. Now, I had there was a friend of mine who me and Rogan knew online. Halcyon. Every time I see Venger, I imagine a well-boiled egg. That's right. He's a good egg, too. He's a very good egg. But yeah, I had met, there was a friend of ours, Leopold, from a message board we used to frequent. So he came out.
That's awesome.
So I played in his Shadow Dark game. So my first experience playing Shadow Dark. And I liked it.
Yeah?
I did. It takes a little getting used to because it's almost like you're always sort of in combat, kind of, at least the way Leopold ran it. We had a great time. It was a good little scenario, perfect convention game. But yeah, that's one thing I noticed is it was always kind of like, what are you doing now? 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 And after a while, I kind of like, I get it. When you kind of play with it a little bit, it starts to be like second nature. So I think it's just a little bit more orderly of a game, a little bit more disciplined. It's not like a board game or anything like that. It's still pretty solid old school game. And I will get to Chris Miller, the man, the myth, the legend, who we were able to meet. There was lots of penetration during Venger's Chalt game, LOL. I had heard that, Chris. Yeah, I think you can understand why I didn't want my wife to be sort of exposed to that against her will. And she didn't have. She liked Venger. You know, she was like, oh, seems like such a nice guy. She just had no interest really in doing the whole Chalt thing. So we'll punt that to next time. Did anyone play the Dallas RPG? I think he said he mixed a little bit of that in. I was there when somebody handed that to him. Like, we showed up day one, the morning of, we walked in, you know, the core crew was there. And somebody, I think, handed that to him. And everybody was like, no way! The legendary Dallas role-playing game, which bankrupted, I think it was SDI or SPI or something. I don't know if you can make it out there. But yeah, that pretty much bankrupted that company, that role-playing game.
Wow.
They were going to jump on the bandwagon, you know, with D&D, because that's right when D&D was getting hot. And yeah, people couldn't figure out what to do with it. So
Victoria Principal.
Yeah, that's right.
I know
yeah,
what
she
to do with
was.
that.
Yeah, there you go.
Redhead, right?
Victoria Principal was more of like a brunette. Was that Heather Locklear too? Was she Dallas for a little bit?
No, I think she was. Wasn't she on the ABC one?
Dynasty.
Yeah, Dynasty.
Yeah,
she
was
Dynasty.
sharing that between that and T.J. Hooker.
That's right. She was multi-talented even back then. All right, so this is I got to play with a couple of these guys. A couple of them, you know, what I really liked is Chris finally made it in. He did the cannonball run from Georgia to Wisconsin and made it Friday night. So we just kind of all sat around talking. Now, we all know Venger is legendary for, you know, having to turn in a bit early. So he didn't join us there, but like, you know, all of us here and a bunch of other folks were just kind of bullshitting, you know, after Chris made it in. And it was just really cool to have a couple of beers. One thing I didn't like, and I don't even know if it's so much about the hotel, is that everything shuts down. It's kind of like just like here, everything's shutting down so early. It's like last call to like 10:30. Like, what?
That was how it was right after the pandemic. Remember, we were at a sports bar watching tournament games.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's got to go.
Yeah. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Wow.
So yeah, like me, Mrs. D, Leopold, and Lord Mattias on Thursday night. We were watching Trump's acceptance speech. And literally the bartender at like 5... Exactly, yeah, it does, Surly. Yeah, it does look like an album cover. It wasn't even 11 yet. Like, technically, I think they closed at 11, but like 5 minutes to. And, sometimes the bartender, if they have to do something, they're cleaning up, they don't care. He literally came over as we were outside on their little patio, just turned the TV off. Sorry. I'm like, damn. I think I tipped him too much for that. He was a little short. So we didn't like that. So we kind of had to order beers. We had to either buy beers from the lobby, or just kind of make do. But it was still fun. Yeah. So we just kind of chit chatted, and I got a real appreciation to listening to some of these guys' stories, just about being canceled for just essentially just supporting Trump, like in 2016. And I was taking notes. I was listening, and it really pissed me off. What I didn't count on is like the effect it kind of had on my wife, because as we were driving home, like that's when all the Kamala stuff happened. And my wife was
pronouncing her name wrong. How do you pronounce her name?
Kamala.
I remember the wrestler, the Ugandan giant.
Yeah. People were I've
so
already
I
been
said
making
that. And I will honestly say this. I did not know I was pronouncing her name wrong. And my wife, Mrs. Mouse, was like, you're saying it wrong. And I'm like, how do you say it? And she kept saying it, but it wasn't rolling off my tongue. And I just said, man, I honestly thought it was just like Kamala the Ugandan giant from
it's
WWE.
Yeah.
It's not that.
Oh.
It's Kamala, not Kamala. So I don't know.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'll call her whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck her. But yeah, I mean, like I said, Mrs. D was just, she was listening. I was listening. I was kind of, if you had heard like some of these guys' stories, it was kind of upsetting a little bit. I took it a little personal. So yeah, me and Mrs. D on the ride home were just like doubling down on going against all this bullshit. She wasn't having anything to do with it. Go ahead. Were you going to say something?
No. I'm going to say no. I no.
So but so like we just hung out like Friday, just had beers. Now I think attendance was like maybe it seemed like there was like maybe 25, 30.
That's kind of what he was saying.
Yeah. At any one time there was like 3 full tables, and I liked it because even though it was like it was smaller, like the quality of the games was really, really good, like really good. Seemed like everybody knew what they were doing DMing.
Double D, I was thinking about this. So I watched your video when you did it live.
Yeah,
but
that was the last night. Yep.
Yeah, I watched it, on rerun. I didn't watch it live. And you made a comment like, not that you would not find a good game at Gen Con, but you found this game more, you like these games better because the quality was better.
Yep.
Well, imagine like this group is being like a dating pool, and Gen Con is like a huge, and now you've filtered it down so much that you found these things that specifically you're more attracted to. So I guess I'm not surprised at a smaller convention you found better experiences because they're all more personable, and these people are a little bit more hardcore than maybe like the Gen Con people.
Yeah, I think there's some wisdom there for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a good point. Look, we all sort of view gaming, not through the exact same lens, but like through, let's just say a compatible lens. There's not really too many. I didn't see any like autistic people at all. It was just all normal dudes,
Was Mrs. D the only girl?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think we share the same outrage.
Yeah.
Regardless of certain detailed opinions.
Yeah.
Our outrage is the same.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're getting people who, not everybody thinks in lockstep there, but I mean, it's just everybody kind of it was one of those things where if we ever did disagree, it was like, oh, well, we agreed to disagree or something. But mostly we agreed, which makes it easier.
Civility, isn't it amazing?
I know.
To find a group of people that are fucking civil.
Exactly. Yeah. It was very refreshing. Very nice. Doc Flamingo, good to see you, Doc. $5. No matter how she pronounces it, soon Kamala will be leaving politics the way she entered it, on her knees. We can only hope, my friend. Do not underestimate her, though. We have plenty of work to do. I went out to lunch today, wore my MAGA hat proudly. I used to be like, oh, what are people going to say? Nobody said anything. They're just like, yes, sir. No, sir. You know.
Where'd you go to lunch at?
Jersey Mike's. Went to Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's, if you're listening, we could use sponsorship.
Are we still sponsored by Tide Pods?
I don't know. It hasn't shown up in a very long time.
Yeah, these guys were great. These guys were actually playing in my game. I don't know if I want to ID them, even though they may have been on Twitter, but super dudes. Super dudes. This is Evan's game that I was playing in. It was a Dragon Slayer game, just a traditional dungeon crawl. Lots of fun. This is there you go. This is Venger's table setup, which it's pretty cool. You can kind of see see where some of the stuff goes, and probably why Mrs. D kind of wanted them a little bit more of a traditional experience. But I'm glad it was there. I'm damn glad it was there. Yes, here's Evan. Speaking of that, go back to his. 'Twas great running for you. I will be revamping and publishing the one shot on drive-thru as pay what you want. Follow my new X, the based GM for updates. Okay, I gotta write that down.
On it.
The based, in case I'm not already following you on X. Yep. Yeah, Evan's a super kid.
Did you get Did you get that written down?
I did. Yep.
Okay.
I did indeed. And thank you, Evan. Yeah. Like I said, Evan, the only thing you need to do, because Evan was just kind of giving us like the meat, if you're just gonna publish something like that, you got to just give a couple of hooks, and you're gonna be good to go on that. You'll be good to go. All right, so there's the table. More.
He always knows the camera's on him.
He does. He's very photogenic. Like we have one friend who some might think is grumpy and just like but like whenever a camera's at him, he turns into the most photogenic. Some people just have that, isn't it crazy?
We would be at Cedar Point, which is a drive from us.
Yeah.
Every picture of him on a roller coaster or whatever, he is like an 8-year-old boy having.
It's like every time is like the first time he's ever been to an amusement park. He has the most genuine smile. I love this Venger here. Yep. And the gentleman he's with, he was kind of talking. He was a good dude, kind of like one of those guys who you just kind of like listen to. He always kind of had a humorous little interjection or anecdote. And again, I kind of know who these people are, but I don't want to cause them any trouble by kind of naming them. But yeah, Venger made those tentacles kind of out of egg cartons and stuff like that. Those were really cool. I really like those. Vengercon was great. I got to play games that I wouldn't normally play. Yes, it was great meeting you, Lord Mattias. It was great hanging out with you. I'm so glad you were able to play in my game. My wife was like, I think she thought like I was being, at one point, I think, for a convention game, you got to keep it on track. So I think at one point I was kind of like, all right, guys, come on, let's go, like that. Lisa's like, you got to remember, this is a convention game. You don't want to be mean. I'm like, holy shit. Did people think I was mean? I'm like, oh man. So I'm like, no, I had a really, really good group. It was one of the best convention groups I've ever had. Bag full of dice, $5. Thank you. Long time listener, first time caller. Love that. Love what you guys are doing. Can't wait for the live stream of your running from the Horde at Gen Con. Yeah. It should be interesting. I'm glad I have my co-pilot here in Rogan. I was kind of like, all right.
You two are going to be driving to Gen Con. It'll be like that. Remember when Kermit and Fozzie were driving across the country and they played that song, like moving right along? That'll be you two with Mrs. D and let's call her Rose D in the back seat.
Daughter D. Yeah, daughter D.
Daughter D.
Yeah. Yeah, it's either that or
right along.
It's either that or Westbound and Down from Smokey and the Bandit. So See, love that. Yeah, it was a good shot.
See, again, he knows the camera's right. Look at him. Boom.
Some guys just have it. That looks like a cool setup there. Now I'm kind of like kicking myself. Like, why don't you push harder to get in on one of these? But the thing is, it's just there was always good games going on, and like with this small group, it's like you could always find a good game. Yep. One game. All right.
Shirley, that's why we're here, to bring you back and kick your nuts with some kick your senses right now.
Yes, absolutely.
No, because he was already on the show live, so I don't think this is the Mad Scribe himself.
All right.
Yeah, this is such a good dude. It was great hanging with you, Mad Scribe. I'm glad you got to play in my game. He had... All right, so I'll get into my game in a moment, but he had a crucial role at the very end of my game that kind of like cinched it for the team. Like he did a kind of like a bullshit, like fast talk role, and it worked. He got like essentially like a critical success on it. So it was a ton of fun. Yeah, Venger. Yeah, all this stuff around. Keep having to go around like Venger's not really satanic, and then all of a sudden you see stuff like this, and you're like, oh, Venger. It was very good, very very good though. He also had this. There was an actual gong there.
Oh.
And there's the man ringing it. Even there, like it looks good. I rang it once, like for something in my game, because we were in that room. I think we had 3 rooms altogether.
So you guys had 3 rooms at this convention? You guys weren't all in the same
there was
playing room?
Yeah, like Venger had his whole setup in one room. There was 3 rooms actually. Venger's setup was permanent. And then there was like 2 floating rooms. So it was good, and there was only like 2 tables in each. So you weren't like screaming over people like if you've ever had that experience at a convention. You never had to like
that experience here at this convention.
Yes, that's right, for different reasons, but yeah. So,
don't give him the Smarties. Don't give him the Smarties.
Look at that. Look at that DM there.
Look at him.
Total command of the table.
Goddamn handsome man.
Well, thank you. The check is in the mail, Rogan. Yeah, so this was my game. Now, what you guys don't know, the old M. Night Shyamalan twist is this game was set in the world of Otto and Roland.
Oh, really?
Indeed.
Ooh.
Did we make cameos?
You did not. This was still in the north, a little bit to the west of where you were. I filled in like another map, and maybe I'll even show that. In fact, hold on.
Did the Nemesis show up?
Christopher Lee?
No. It was different. Same world, but I didn't want to make it like when like those
no SVU crossover.
Exactly, yeah, like no like horn, like shoot in like crossovers. Hold on one second here. There you go. Mist Shore. You've never seen that, have you?
No.
There's another lord who lives right outside of Midbarrow, and then Sanghaven, head of a cult. Yeah, so it's just a little bit. Yeah, I actually do. So it actually took place in that world, so it was kind of cool. It was in right outside of Madison Road March. It was in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. I got to say, the hotel was a Hilton Garden Inn. It was a fantastic hotel.
Do you know that we have a Hilton Garden Inn here?
Oh, was it up on our main street?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Huh. Yeah, you wouldn't notice these things unless like you're in your line of work where you're always kind of. Oh, Chris Miller, Double D's game was the bomb. Ah, thank you so much.
Thebomb.com.
It was fun. I guess I'll give you my. This is a good time to give you my strategy, I guess, when doing con games. So, as you can see, I think we had 7 people. It was a full table. Definitely a full table.
You're number 7? Or no, this person here would be number
Yeah, that's the person taking the picture is, I think, the Mad Scribe. Okay. Yeah. So it's a little different. I don't think you can treat a convention game the same way you would your normal game, which means you probably may do things that some people might think is like sacrilege or whatever. But you really have to be respectful of everybody's time and like kind of their emotional, input into your game, their investment. So my thing is always at least give everyone like an opportunity to do something. Like consciously, you have to be like, has this person done something yet? Have they done something? Has this guy done something? Done something? Even if it's just like a little thing, like doing a skill, making an attack roll. You want to give everybody a chance to, for lack of a better word, like shine just for a moment. Now, you can give them that, so at least you can say like, didn't shut them out. Now, after that, it's kind of up to them, to work as a group, to fight for their own time. But I do think as a DM, you got to at least kind of do something to get everybody into the game. Now, unlike a lot of games there, mine wasn't a strict dungeon crawl. In fact, they ended up kind of avoiding the dungeon, which is fantastic because they, more or less, they just kind of outsmarted, me in a way. I was just kind of running the game as I saw it, how I thought the NPCs and the villains might react. And you know what? They did a pretty good job. Yeah, Fort McCoy, yeah. Yep, Travis Fowler, Hilton Garden Inns are good for running games. They are. So this...
That's where you can have your convention, Double D.
That's right.
At our Hilton Garden Inn.
Double D Con. So that's sort of my thing. Be flexible. Give everybody a chance to at least do something. Don't just kind of, turn off and be like, well, it's their problem to do things. It's like, no, it is kind of incumbent on you as the DM at a convention game to do this. So there was actually a lot more like just straight up role playing, although there was a nice little combat. And so at the end, they had to steal back the Lord's daughter, a princess essentially, who was in the clutches of this cult leader, and we'll just say that in case you guys ever come across him in this. Before we do that, though, yar, dog brothers and sword sisters. Looks like the con was a success. It was. Glad a good time was had. Want to go sometime soon. Looking forward to tonight's episode, as it's been a crazy few weeks for me. Yes, it has, Disco. Thank you so much, brother. Good to see you. Double D-Con, you might get a lot more people than nerds heading there. Well, let's hope we keep the crazies out.
Well, if you call it Double D-Con, people might think it's a stripper
yeah, there you
convention.
go, there you go, yeah.
We might get some
Although
special guests.
we could piggyback that. Yeah, we could piggyback that.
If you did do that, hold on a second here. Think about this for just a second, in all fairness. Let's pretend you did do it, and you had a convention. Doesn't a certain person live right across the American border?
Mm-hmm.
You could have...
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
This isn't such a horrible idea.
Let's not forget about it completely. Let's table it, and you keep it you keep it percolating. We'll see. We'll see. We are right on that highway. I mean, essentially, we're on the same highway that Vengercon was.
Our highway goes from Boston to Seattle.
Yeah.
And you never have to leave it.
Yeah. And it's, like I said.
And it goes right through our
city.
city.
That's why we pretty much just took it all the way to Madison. Yeah, it's a good question.
Yeah, overkill. We would not call it Double D-Con.
Yeah, we'll think of something else. Hilda Partners. Yeah, he knows the area.
Yep.
He knows the area. Yeah. So at the very end, Chris Miller came in with a classic. Like somebody did steal the princess silently, like put his hand over her mouth and then like absconded with her. And Chris Miller was just outside the stairwell pretending to be a guard. Well, the big bad guy came out and was like, hey, where's my bitch at? And Chris Miller just had to like bullshit, and he had to make a charisma roll, and he rolled a 1, which is perfect in this game. So the guy's just like, yeah, sounds reasonable. And that was it. They were able to get away with her just because he made that roll. Apparently my son knows my Wednesday schedule. He asked if I was watching the live stream today. Yeah, Bleeker.
That's
good to see
cool.
you, buddy. Yeah. Your son, you're raising him the right way. All right, so we'll just finish up here. Ooh, I wonder who that could be. It's the post wrap for our game. Yep. There's the Shadow Dark game. Now, he ran 2 Shadow Dark games. This is our friend Leo.
Are you the one taking that picture?
I am not. Somebody else was. Like I said, I just kind of combed these from Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I could have played in this, but I actually played in Evan's game. I wanted to put myself in as many as I could. So I was in Leo's first Shadow Dark game. It was great. And then Mrs. D was in both. If you run Double D Con, I'll pick up Pundit and drive to Pennsylvania from South America.
Shit.
He'd probably do it too.
That's when you could play that Muppet song.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
We'll do a Kickstarter to raise some money for gas for you.
This was a good group too. You know, it was pretty much the same group as played the first
How
game.
local, Double D? Where did these people travel from? We know Chris came from Georgia, and we know where you come from.
Florida. One of the guys was Florida. A couple locals. One of the guys there is pretty close to us in Rochester.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a good dude too. Yep. Chicago. One of the guys at that table is from Chicago. Yeah. Chris, I think. Well, he took the longest, but even though distance-wise, Florida was probably the furthest. Chris actually drove from Georgia. Oh man, what a
like an iron giblets.
This is Evan's game. I was a player in.
Don't discount that Rochester one. That's 11 hours. No more.
Rochester?
It's about 11. I think we were about 9. So Rochester's what, 2.5?
Wisconsin.
Oh.
2.5 from here?
3.
Oh, is it 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he said he might, even though he flew, I think he said he might just bite the bullet and drive just because it was so much hassle. You forget.
Chris Miller was 15 hours, he's saying.
Yeah. Yep. People were dealing with like that, it wasn't a hack, but like that bad,
yes.
Microsoft patch.
Yep.
I think that was when most people were already in, though. So I think that was good.
Bleeker, the answer is yes. Mrs. Double D was the only lady.
Yes. Yeah. So there you go. And we're back to the start. So yeah. So that was Vengercon. Loved it. If you guys have a chance, please just go because it's a really good time. Now we left Sunday, so we were there for like 2 of the 3 gaming days, even though we actually got in Thursday. Everything okay?
Cal posted it there.
You just pulled a Gavin.
I apologize. But I was surprised. 5,592 miles from Pennsylvania to Uruguay. That's a hell of a ride.
Wow. 5,000. Holy shit. I wonder how many days that would be.
I drove from here. I've traveled the country 3 times. I drove from here to Seattle here, but that one was with somebody. I drove here to Vegas by myself, and I drove here to Colorado with somebody. And that one to Vegas, when I was by myself, that was 22 hours. And I just remember sleeping in Oklahoma City, just being like, oh my God, how much farther? I wasn't even close. This was before phone like GPS.
Mm-hmm.
This was triptych style.
Yep. Jeff from Denkar, $10 Canadian. Thank you so much. It's like you had a blast. The only con game I've played was at Anime North 2016 Palladium fantasy game ran by Kevin Sembedia, playing the party's Cobbler Goblin Thief. Hope to go next year. Fantastic.
That's what I'm. You know what? I'm sure Venger loves hearing this about some possibilities for next year. You know.
Okay, yeah, like I said, it's don't be.
So if you get all the same people, right,
Mm-hmm.
and then you add 10, 15 more, like if all those people tell a friend, you know, and this thing could just grow just a little bit.
Yeah. He needs about, I think, 10 more to make it like a break-even proposition. So I think he does take a slight loss. I don't think they raked him over the coals for the rooms.
But even though he might take a slight loss monetarily, maybe he's playing a different game, like the long game. Like,
yeah. Well, I think
maybe people are going to buy Chalt, and maybe people can support this hobby in other ways.
Well, that's just it too. Yeah, he was selling some stuff there, so hopefully he kind of chipped into whatever loss he had. Like I said, I want to thank him for inviting me as the guest of honor. I hope I was a good ambassador at the game. Thraxis, $5. Glad y'all had fun. Vengercon is now on my bucket list. Get down to North Texas RPG Con one year. It's a great con too. Yeah, it keeps percolating up. Keeps percolating up, for sure. So we'll see.
Hungar just showed up.
We'll see. Ooh, hey Hungar, good to see you, buddy. So yeah, great convention, and we go from probably one of the smaller conventions to the granddaddy,
to the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, to the Rose Bowl. Yeah, and like I said, game quality wise, I can already probably say that Vengercon will have Gen Con beat, just because just a better cultivated player base and DM base. It was just a better just better all the way around. But there is still the spectacle of Gen Con, and Rogan and I are in a couple of games together, so we'll let you know how those are too.
I think
they're always fun, always interesting, right, buddy?
Always. I think back to all the Gen Cons that we went to, and all we remember games in two ways: how awesome they were and how tragic they were.
How terrible
There's
they were.
There's a handful in the middle. I remember, but
yeah.
But like going through the ratio in regards to all the games we played and all the Gen Cons, what was up there? What was the top 10? And I think for me there was only like maybe top 5.
Yeah.
Under the circumstances. And in the bottom they were pretty epic as well. But
the Dolphin Heads game. Yes.
But you're getting a dose of concentrated, cool dudes, cool people to work with, at Vengercon. That's awesome.
Yep, for sure. Chris Miller, Mad Scribe, $5. I taught everyone how to speak jive. Vengercon was 4x4. Venger got that Skibidi, Ohio Riz, no cap. Stewardess, I speak jive.
That was
thank you, Chris.
The girl that was dying in that movie that was hooked up. That was the little girl on the Love Boat.
Oh yeah, it would be. Yeah, Captain Stubing's daughter. Yeah.
Julie?
No, Julie was the cruise director.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all.
I forget what her character's name
All
was.
I remember is Charo.
That's all you have to remember. Yeah.
Barbie Benton was on that a couple times too.
All right. Let's. We got some news. Just want to make sure we're here. Oh yeah, we are. Well, we're good. I always doubt myself, even though I know I'm probably good. Yes. Did you guys know that Wizards of the Coast has a new president?
I saw this headline, but I did not read it because I did not want to miss out on this.
John Haidt. He's replacing Cynthia Williams, who went to Funko. She's going to be doing some Funko popping over there.
How much is a purchase?
How much is a purchase? All right, so this is from Yen World. After Wizards of the Coast president Cynthia Williams resigned a couple of months ago to take up the CEO role at Funko, we've been waiting to hear who her replacement will be. WotC has announced that John Haidt, who previously managed the World of Warcraft franchise for Blizzard Entertainment, is taking over. Like Williams, Haidt comes from a video gaming background. Hasbro CEO Chris Cox said, "I admire John's career focus on fostering community." Ooh, there's that C word. "He's a true embodiment of our mission to bring people together through play. John's love of D&D and Magic, combined with his leadership in video games, will be crucial." Well, there you have it. As we expand our digital offerings to deliver what our fans crave, said Chris Cox. It's what fans crave. Haidt worked at Blizzard for 12 years on both World of Warcraft and Diablo. According to Business Wire, his role includes oversight of Hasbro's network of gaming studios and digital licensing. There he is. Seems like a normal guy. A white guy. He could have been one of those white dudes in a basement, I bet. Ooh. So I gotta say, I saw Pundit did a video on this, and I was kind of like, oh, maybe he has some information I don't. And not much is really known about him, like outside of what he's done. And I guess
Looks like
that's
Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah, I can see
Take
he's got a
those
little.
Take
got a
those
little,
glasses off and get rid of that goatee.
Yeah, he got a little of that in him. Look, you could pass this guy at any con, and you'd be like, oh yeah, there's a gamer. Brondo, it's what plants great. That's right.
I love that.
Attaboy. Yeah, we always quote that around here, Chris. I will say this. I checked his Twitter. He only has like 600 tweets, and they're all just normal stuff. Not one spurg out that I could see. So I don't think we're dealing with somebody who's like double and triple down on the culture war stuff. But obviously they brought him in to just kind of develop the video angle. Like the VTT, I'm sure, is going to be a huge focus of his. So look, this is just the way D&D is going. And you're either on board or you're not. A lot of people are. I personally am not. I can certainly see if it's your only way to play, and if you want to show things and pay microtransactions. God bless you. I don't.
Marco Zine, I don't know if you saw what he said, Double D. I can't click on it because it'll be behind that picture.
It actually won't. It'll be. You can click on it. What is it again? Oh, there we go. He's awful. World of Warcraft went totally woke several years back. He lets a team of danger-haired weirdos destroy. Hold on one second here. Destroy the lore to an unrecoverable state. The game has suffered with him involved for years. Okay. Yeah. All right. No, there you go. I'm gonna lean on you there, Marcazine, because I'm not a player.
And Disco just hit us up too.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You can click on it. Disco Barbarian, $5. Only a moron gets rid of their physical artifacts now. Dragons of Warcraft. It's going to be garbage, and you will own nothing, and you'll have to pay for it too. Thank you so much, Disco. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, it seems like some people are saying, like, yeah, World of Warcraft kind of went woke a little bit. I wouldn't know that because, like, I didn't play it. So I was seeing a couple more people. WoW sucked after the first expansion. Lot's been longer than that.
I played the shit out of it years ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. But like
when it was first out?
Yeah, when it was first out there. When I was on second shift, I'd come home before the kids. I'd come home and just, the missus would be asleep, and I'd be up there till 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Do that in Diablo. But then afterwards, I agree with everybody. It just, just sank.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, I've only played a couple of games like that. I don't think it was very successful when they tried to do it in 4th edition from a business point of view. But maybe the worm has turned on that. Yeah, I guess we'll see. Like I said, he doesn't seem to have a big footprint himself. So we can kind of glean that maybe by what happened with World of Warcraft, he's just going to keep on keeping on.
It's good that his Twitter has no red flags.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, at least he's not overt
he's
about
safe,
it. Yeah, but,
Oh, yeah.
Brought to you by Carl's Jr. Why do you keep saying that? Because they pay me every time. Yeah, Bleeker says he played World of Warcraft for the first time during COVID on a Russian vanilla server. It was fun.
I used to do Diablo like crazy too. I used to download all the hacks. I'd kill everyone. I collected so many ears, it was ridiculous.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think you could just plug in. Look, the game's already done, so like he's not going to have any say on how the game goes. I mean, all those books are written and done. He's just there to kind of oversee the next, implementation. So I guess we'll see. All right. I got something else for you guys.
Bring it.
Yeah,
you ready?
I'm excited.
Chat, you ready? Want to see a freak out?
I love those.
Ran into me because you're a transphobe
and you're having a bad life.
I have trans friends.
So why did you walk into me like that?
You're looking for problems and you're purposely
Am I?
antagonizing me.
Am I?
So I'm gonna give you a minute and then I'm gonna call the cops. Because you was going in that direction and now you're following me to this location and I'm gonna stand here.
So apparently this sister bumped into this person. And he is not, I'm sorry, she is not letting up. So
I think you were right. I think it's a guy.
You think?
I think you're...
Well, let's keep... I'm not totally convinced. Let's keep going.
For 1 minute.
You antagonize me.
Okay, what's
and
your
you're,
name?
You're a black woman calling a
What's
cops
your
on a
name?
trans woman, and I just want you to
What's
think.
your name?
I want you to think about that.
Okay,
You're a black woman calling the cops
Go ahead.
on a trans woman.
Continue to walk.
And I want you to think about that.
Now, look, I give the sisters, as much grief, as anybody. But I will say this: when you get a sister who's like based, they are like the tip of the spear because they don't put up with this shit.
And she ain't losing her shit during this. She's
No.
like extremely logical and fact driven and.
Yep. Yeah, Lord Mattias, black people aren't supposed to call the cops. Not on trans people, Lord Mattias.
We're at 37
I'm
seconds.
going to pray for you.
I'm going to hang.
Because I
I'm going to
pray-
stop recording at 1 minute, and I'm going to call the cops if you're still in my area. I haven't offended you in any
hit
way.
me on the sidewalk
and you're
with your
following
body.
me.
You hit me.
Honey.
It's
What-
not honey
Okay.
anymore, bitch. It's
Oh,
not
boy.
honey.
I-
It's not honey,
oh.
bitch.
We're just
Now
gonna
you're not a
basically wait
girl.
for the cops.
Yes.
Now that just ruins the whole thing, doesn't it?
I had a feeling that was a guy.
I did too. I had a strong suspicion it was a guy.
At first, she looked like an ant when I was a kid. Now she looks like an uncle.
Expired. Robo Daddy flipped his wig. He literally did.
We are.
This is getting.
You're a hypocrite.
It's
You're a
getting a
liberal
little bit more
hypocrite.
aggressive.
And you're a bitch. Yeah, I am aggressive. I have PTSD, bitch.
Okay.
You fucked with the wrong tranny today, bitch.
I apologize. I'm
That's
sorry.
what you should be doing. You should be deleting that fucking video.
I will not, because I feel.
I have
feel,
a lawyer. I have 2 and 3 lawyers, honey. I will sue your pants off.
I'm not gonna speak
bitch.
anymore. Okay?
I will sue your pants off.
I'm not speaking anymore.
Good.
Oh man. How come there's not a good Samaritan to walk up and knock him out right on his keister?
Travis says he's missing some front teeth.
Oh, geez. I didn't even realize that. Yeah. It's good. You got to keep in mind, though, these people are not mentally ill.
They're
This
not.
is perfectly normal.
That's small town USA, everybody.
That's right. That's right.
I risk my life every day getting ready in the morning, and you have the temerity to hit me with your body.
I don't know if you.
I like the way he said temerity. You have the temerity. Disco Barbarian, $2. LOL PTSD. No, you haven't, but you're about to. Yep. Whoops. Oh.
Ran into me.
I hit the
Because
wrong
you're a
button.
transphobe, and you're having a.
Hold on 1 second. I'll get to where we were. I promise. Hey, look. Double D's not perfect. You understand? Double D makes mistakes.
There's
There.
a missing tooth right there.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. See, it all
It
happens.
was meant to be.
Yeah, I was going to say, it all happens for a reason.
Behind there looks like a big sale in chicken nuggets or fried chicken. Did you see that?
Yeah, I noticed that the first time I saw it. I'm like, man, I want some of that chicken. Reminds me of that place on, like, you know what I'm talking about?
Crispy
like,
Crunchy?
Yeah, Crispy Crunchy, yeah.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Boy, he's missing. That's a bad... Boy, he's
Maybe
got
that's
it.
thank you, Jeremy. I thought I was gonna say it looks like Dave Matthews, but I didn't know if that would get lost on our audience. It does look like Dave Matthews.
It's been a while since I've... And yeah, you were always kind of a bigger Dave Matthews fan. I guess I could kind of see that, yeah.
Don't these people ever have any good dental insurance?
Maybe, in fairness, let's look at it from another point of view. Maybe they had a full set of teeth, and when they got bumped into, is when some of the teeth got knocked out.
I'm sure he would have led with that probably, but yeah. But maybe at some other point. Look, if he's doing this, if he's picking a fight with some random black chick, who knows who else he's picked a fight with?
He hasn't learned a lesson yet.
No. Never gonna learn. I just did it again. All right. Hold on.
While you're finding it.
Yeah. Ooh. You risk your life, and that's the best you can do, Matt Savage. Yep. Wow. Let's see if I can go to the exact spot. Oh, I did. I went to the exact spot. All right, I promise. Double D's a little rusty. A little rusty here.
Rusty, bitch.
Okay.
You fucked with the wrong tranny today, bitch.
I apologize.
And see, they'll say that we can't call them trannies because it's transphobic, and they say it themselves.
Yep.
It's like you don't get to do this. You don't get to do like
So I guess
blacks
that
do
word's
with the
not
N-word.
that offensive after all.
Yeah. It's like you can't quote unquote own that word. I will use that word whenever I feel like it.
That's what you should be doing, and you should be deleting that fucking video.
I will not, because I feel.
I have a lawyer. I have 2 and 3 lawyers, honey. I will sue your pants off.
I'm not gonna speak
bitch.
anymore. Okay?
I will sue your pants off.
I'm not speaking anymore.
Good. I risk my life every day getting ready in the morning, and you have the temerity to hit me with your body.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but my hands are shaking because I have anxiety currently because of this individual is not leaving me alone.
You need therapy. And you know what? You'd be better off in the hood, because the hood people, they know how to act.
Okay.
They know.
Ooh, calling out her cred, her street cred, I think they call it.
Chris Miller picked it up. He speaks jive.
That's right. Translate for us, Chris.
How we treat each other. You went to Bard. You have a master's. You have an MBA.
I am currently starting to shake more because this individual would not leave me alone.
Fuck you! I have PTSD from being assaulted by people like you. And by that I mean insecure assholes. I'm not a racist, in case that's where you're gonna
I'm not a racist.
He's picking the ants out of his wig. Shouldn't have thrown it on the ground to begin with.
Picking the nits out.
Racist trans woman attacked me on sidewalk. You assaulted me on the sidewalk, and then you called the cops on me.
I think I see lights coming down.
Good. It's taking so long. I looked better than you, and you couldn't handle it because you.
Wow.
I looked better than you, and you can't handle it. Whoa, doctor, as they say.
I tell you what,
as Dave Chappelle would say, "Gotcha, bitch."
If it looks like a duck, you act crazy. You're crazy. Okay, it's a mental illness. It's not, it's not anything else but a mental illness.
Oof.
Have internalized misogyny, internalized femphobia, internalized homophobia. You're an angry young lady. You're an angry young woman, and I really wish we could be friends. But that does not give you the right to hit me on the sidewalk, which is what she did. You assaulted me, ma'am. Yeah, please.
Oh, 5-0's here.
I'm really looking forward to seeing this performance.
What do you think they do? Because I think this is pretty much just over. Like the confrontation's
They'll
over.
play peacekeeper. When they get in the car, they'll think, "Gosh, I really wish we could have arrested that freak."
Ma'am, go on your way. Sir, get in the back of the car.
They probably just look at each other like, "Oh God." I picture those 2 cop characters in The Kids in the Hall. They were pretty funny. Those are the guys answering this call.
I know this is in New York City because I saw an ad for a restaurant there.
Yeah.
If this was Miami, they would be turning themselves and saying that we got to go catch Calderon.
Calderon. All right, here's another one. Are we ready?
You there. What are your pronouns?
They, them. Sir.
And you, Argadian. What are your pronouns?
Z here.
Z here. You?
Black woman.
Are you serious? Spartans! How many genders?
We can't let this nonsense spread any further, Spartan. You have to put things straight.
I will literally put things straight, my love. He doesn't say it. There's no room for jokes when it's war. Not in Sparta. No place to discuss some mentally ill stuff.
I look like Cersei.
It is.
Before you comment, Double D, we got a 15-month member right here.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The man, the legend. Copium is strong.
Awesome.
With this one. And a mind reader, yes, indeed. Thank you, Mercurius, for all that you do. And all the rest of you as well. All you other members, all you guys that give out memberships, much appreciated. It really is. Oh, doctor. Well, it's 8 o'clock. I think Biden is supposed to speak now. We could watch the Biden thing if you want, or we could just keep going. So you guys, I tell you what, if you want to watch, if you want to EFAP Biden,
just click Biden.
Just well, I tell you what, just put a 1 in the chat if you want to do Biden. Otherwise, I got a Condor video. We got our Ginny D video. AI Biden.
What's he speaking for?
He's just giving his formal, I'm
resignation.
I really am leaving. And nobody, I swear, nobody was holding a gun to my head. It seems like people have seen enough. It's kind of what I thought, but I figured I'd throw it out there. I figured people would kind of want a break from that stuff. Disco Barbarian, $2. Don't stop for the pedo. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Condor Ginny D. Yes, you guys have spoken. Don't worry. All right, so let's do Condor. I think this dropped today as well as the Ginny D one. I think he's going to give some advice on how to please a woman. Oh, hey, James, how you doing? Yeah, Musk's interview was sad. Yeah, did you guys see that? Elon Musk's interview with Jordan Peterson?
Mm-mm.
He was talking about how he basically has lost like a kid due to being trans.
Oh, really?
He's like, yeah. He's like, it's like my kid is dead. He's like, that's why they call it dead naming. Mercurius gifted a membership. We celebrate him, then he gives us a membership. Thank you so much, Mercurius.
Thank you
are the best. And thank you, James, for the $5. Yeah, that was sad. Yeah, Musk was just kind of matter of fact a little bit, but you could tell he was kind of pissed. He's like, yeah, I've lost my son because his son turned into a daughter. He's like, that's why they call it dead naming. Like, yeah, my son's gone. My son's dead. He kind of claims like he was a little bit tricked into it. I guess I can kind of see that. Look, if it happened like 5 years ago, and somebody's telling you like, look, your kid is, and I think Musk said this, your kid is literally going to unalive himself if you don't let him start taking these things. So he's like, yeah, sure. We got to save, our child. And the problem is,
Well. Look what the mouse dragged.
Hey. Black Lodge. Good to see you, boys. Yeah, I hope you guys saw the video last week. The stream last week was age restricted, and YouTube is not having any review. So it just means if you're under 18, if your account says that you're under 18, you can't see it. So it's okay. It's still doing well. So I hope you guys signed up for the Kickstarter for the Shucked Oyster when it starts, and it'll be starting up in just a week or two.
Yep.
Yeah. Great guests as always. Loved having them on.
I love that Shucked Oyster. I really love that.
It's good, man. It's good. I can't wait to see it with the art.
Right.
Oh, hold on. You almost got it anyway. I had the YouTube channel open, so as I was hearing Biden. Yeah. So all right, let's do a little Condor.
Before you get to that, let's pop this up because it is August 6th.
August 6th. There you go. Mark it down. Hopefully you signed up, so you'll get all
back
the
to school gift.
That
would make.
What is?
The Black Lodge Games Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Mom, Dad, can you please get me that supplement about the... I don't want to say the words because I don't know what got my thing age restricted. So I think I might have had like pimp in the original title and maybe that flagged it. So There you go.
The oyster shucking thumbnail?
Yeah, like pimps and hoes. But that's okay. So this is his. This was his thumbnail. I'm not sure what to make of it. The one in the middle has got ski slopes there.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are ski slopes.
You know, you can wear a bra.
Yeah.
So this is
not a bad looking woman, by the way.
No,
Like just
but
lift
you can
those.
wear one.
Yeah, lift those things up, and yeah, I'll deal with it later.
When I take 'em off.
Yeah, when we
Right.
take them off, we'll deal with it. You know, it's okay. It's not a a deal breaker, but come on now.
So this is a stock photo from someplace.
It is, yeah, it is.
Looks like for a jeans cover.
It does, yeah. Yeah.
Not all women are built the same.
Or they're wearing like it depends.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a jean
bladder leak control.
It's like jeans, but yeah, for women of a certain age, like over 45.
If you want to know what a woman perceives as your love, it is you paying attention to them and caring about what they have to say. But women also have some other requirements, like
bras.
Bras.
That lift.
And this you have to do this.
So we're getting woman advice from somebody who, according to his own words, he's lost his wife to his own brother. I still want to know if that's true. That is crazy if that happened.
He's doing better now. He
We hope you are, Condor.
Yeah, Calvinoni, Condor, the greatest lover. Yep.
Like Fernando from Saturday Night Live.
You look marvelous.
If things are going bad, the day is going bad, whatever is going bad, you got to tell them everything is going to be okay. And
there you go.
Is he trying to pull a Shatner?
He might be. He's always had that kind of stilted delivery, hasn't he? A little bit.
I mean,
Yeah.
listen, like, you know what?
Condork, as Overkill Joe calls him. Don't worry, everything's going to be okay. Yeah, I was just diagnosed with cancer. It's not looking good. Don't worry, it's going to be just fine. Chris Miller, $5. Was that Condor yelling at the black woman earlier? No, I think Condor is... I haven't seen a video like him on camera, but he's supposedly getting himself into fighting shape. Last I saw, you could definitely tell he looked a lot better. So good on him for that. He's still kind of a jerk, but
be nicer.
Yeah, exactly.
Be better.
We'll see if he's got any salient advice. So his first bit of advice is just tell him everything's going to be fine. Lie to them.
No matter how rotten of a person that woman has been, you got to tell them that, no, darling, you are a good, caring person.
Oh, this might be like a angry, like...
Yeah.
I think this is like a venge. See, which is even better. I didn't even expect that.
Yeah.
Next time you can tell them a little less salt in the pot pie.
It's okay to tell them that they don't need to visit my brother every night.
Yes.
Some women have learned to not give a fuck, to not care. Like, they have it up in their head. I'm good, no matter what you think. I can fuck all these guys. I can do all this. And
you're right, Double D. You are absolutely right.
This is some copium here. All right. You asked for it. You got it.
You can kiss my ass. And as a man, you got to nod your head and say, yes, darling, you are fucking right. And you can see this. Go watch a YouTube tarot card reading. No matter what the reading is, because these readings are popular with women, it's all about reassuring the woman that everything will be okay. There is a bright future. There is an opportunity. Don't give up. Even if something negative is brought up, there's going to be a reassuring message.
Is he saying reinsuring, or I know it's reassuring? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that dinged this off my skull. I apologize.
Evil Man's Secret Harmony. Yeah, he seems think he thought he caught a vein of gold when he went after Harmony. So yeah, so maybe she's still on his mind. Oof. Meat says, is the manosphere ready for Condor? I don't know. Are we ready for Condor? It looks like we got a super chat there from Disco.
We got one from Disco. Here you go.
Go ahead, throw that up there. Disco Barbarian, $2. First rule: your butt looks small in those jeans. That's right. You look fantastic, honey.
Yep.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to say it with anger. Look, if your wife came out and said to you, like, holy shit, you look great. You look handsome today. Are you going to sit there and go, oh, you're probably just saying that? No, you're going to be like, cool. Thank you.
And Club motherfucking
Hey. Oops. Look at this guy. He was at Venger Con. Good to see you, buddy. Happy wife, happy life. Correct.
At the end of what is being said, because the audience is women. You know, as a man, when I watch it, it's laughable, for some of it, because I don't need to be reassured that everything is going to be okay. But I know women do. And I know the content creator understands who their audience really is. Oh, and there's some weak men out there, not as many as there are women, but there are some weak men out there that need to be reassured at times, but not all the time. Women need it all the time. Let me be clear, this is not about hating women, it's
But
I wonder what those girls are giggling at. Like, what cracked them up, so?
Yeah. The sister's got her hand in front of her mouth, so it
She's
must
yawning.
have been. Yeah. It's
The older ones in the middle there telling them how back in her day she used to run a train all the time.
Ooh, yeah. There you go.
She's going commando underneath that tank top.
Is that her hair over her shoulder, or is that a scarf or something? The ski slopes.
I think it's her hair. I choose to believe it's her hair. Yeah,
it's her hair.
It's so gray on top, and that
it is
makes it look so.
And generally, I like that. Like some people say, like, "Oh, your hair turns gray. You gotta, cut it into a pixie, or get the Susan powder." I don't mind longer hair. Great, like she looks like attractive. It's just, man, just put a bra on, honey.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need the whole women's lib burn your bra.
That's her era, though.
Yeah.
Bra burning was her. She's a Woodstock generation woman.
Oh yeah.
About understanding women. I'm talking to men right now, right? You want to know how a woman sees your approach, how they see the way you share your feelings or the way you express your love. Well, they're only going to perceive it in the way that they want, not the way that you want. And how they perceive love being shown to them is you paying attention and simply caring what they have to say. And then to follow it up, you need to act on what they say. You can't pretend to care. You have to care. The world, no matter how courageous a woman seems, will scare her. Things will bother her. Things will annoy her. And it will happen to her daily. Even if she's sitting in a fucking box, she will think and get stressed out from the thoughts. You need to tell her everything is going to be okay. You need to. And if she does something rotten, you got to tell her no. You're a good person. And you know what really does help? It will sound corny to many people in 2024, but it works like a fucking charm.
Happy has ever tell him that his ding dong was bigger than his brother's. But how do you know?
Just make sure you mean it when you tell this to your woman or a woman. You are fucking beautiful. You are amazingly gorgeous. Mean it when you say it, but remind the person that you're with, maybe not every day, but quite often, how beautiful you think they are. Remind them what you see. Might not seem like much. They might not even have a big reaction, but they'll like it. Trust me. And the words help. Don't be afraid to tell a woman that you're with often that you love them. If you do, there's no shame. I mean, you don't gotta be a madman about it, but
Don't gotta be a madman.
I love you.
I love you. 2 inches from their face. Did you hear me? I love you.
I did all this for you. I did all this for you. I cut your arms off. I cut your legs off. I gave you velvet inside the box. I love you.
It should be part of the routine, right? I love you. I'll talk to you later. It's make sure you're
the lid
using
on the box.
I love you. I'll talk to you later. Get the fuck out. I'm trying to watch a game.
And I'll please leave. Honey, I love you, but I just don't want to see you right now. It's
the word on top of expressing the love through paying attention, caring what they say, and then acting on, acting on what they say. So if they make a demand.
Is he doing like the talking cure? Is he like kind of confessing to all the things that he did or didn't do?
Oh, yeah.
To his... Man, why not just come out and say, like, guys, I screwed up. I would actually have a lot of credit. Give him a lot of credit. Like, hey, don't do what I did. I was dumb. Boom, 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 boom. This is how, you can lose your wife to somebody very close to you.
And you agree to it, do it. And you're going to have to give it up. Don't bother dragging a woman for being a rotten person. At least not right away.
At least not right away.
Oh, for God's sake.
When you call out a woman for doing something negative, timing is so crucial. They have to be in a place where they can take it in without getting hurt by your words. Because trust me, even if they're in the wrong, the damage you can do, the pushback you can get from a woman when you cross her at the wrong time with confronting her, it's not good. Because to her, you'll be attacking her, and to her, it's cruelty. It's absolute cruelty that you're calling her out when she's in this pain. So at one point, you'll be able to call out your woman or a woman for something she has done that is rotten. Just don't do it right away. Time it. Every woman is different in certain ways. Different patterns get them to a state of mind that is good. So
I like that. Please clap. I believe that is a Jeb Bush reference there. Please clap.
I can't give you advice on that. You'll know the woman that you're interacting with, so you'll know when she's in her best state of mind to maybe have that conversation, right? Test the waters.
Calling her oot. I think it's just he's Canadian, Cyrix. Calling her oat.
Oat. Horse face says cow.
She's out and about.
She's out.
She's out and about.
See where it goes. You will find a time to confront her. But, how can I say it? It's more on her time than it will be on your time. Now, you cannot give a fuck and you can go against everything I said here. Good luck. Right?
So what is he saying? Like, if your girl's rotten, just ignore it? Is that what he's saying?
What he's saying is, I wish I would have done everything different.
Yes. I have so many regrets.
Oat in a boat.
Oot in a boat. Oat.
Tell her all this stuff after she finishes with your brother.
I hope it works out for you. I honestly do. I'm not here trying to hurt you, so if you want to deal with a woman in a different way, have at it. All right. Look, let me say this. I love women. I love having female friends. I love interacting with women. I really do. I was raised mostly by women. I like having a lot of women around me.
Condor's harem. Chris Miller, what a loser. Yeah. When's the record scratch moment?
I like the one on the far right with the brown.
That was my choice too. Yeah. Or second from left. Yeah, I mean,
the one second from left looks like a girl I worked with at a grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I just can't unsee that, which is why I'm more focused on the one on the far right.
I can see that. Yeah, if you have a preconceived notion. Like, it's hard to believe he's not keeping our attention with his salient advice from the manosphere.
Well, you to make sure you insure her. You know?
And then reinsure. Insure her, and then reinsure her.
And for that one, you got to buy her insure.
Yep. Raised by a woman. No shit. Yep.
So when I criticize women, it's not from a place of hate.
Oh, press X to doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, tell that to Harmony.
Yeah. I mean, you can, like, all of his stuff, you can almost tell, like, just the hate, like, dripping off of him, like, as he goes through this. Yep, there we go. Thank you for the X's, boys.
I criticize men, women, everybody. I just look at life and I have a viewpoint. I don't go at a certain group or certain people because...
I don't go at a certain group. Here's my 15 videos this past week on the OSR and how much I hate the OSR. I don't hate a certain group. He lies like so often it's hard to like keep up.
It's not you that I hate. It's just your guts.
I want to pick on them more than others. It's not my aim at all. But as a man, I am trying to understand a woman. I've learned some things, and I thought, well, maybe you want to know, right? Some shit. Okay, for now.
Some shit.
Take care.
Oh, there we go.
The dude doesn't take his own personal inventory whatsoever. He's not self-reflective, and he's not humble. That right there. No. You don't have a chance with any woman, period. A good woman, you don't have those qualities, you're not humble, you got nothing.
Well, I've noticed just from, I know more about this guy than any man should ever know about someone as, as inconsequential as he is. But he keeps, like in his earlier videos, he would always say, if you lie to me, you're done. I will cut you off for life. And I think he's one of those guys, like, if you're wrong about the most certain thing, he'll turn it into like a lie. So he thinks everything is a lie.
My oldest brother is like that. If you just misspeak with something or misquote him, you've been lying. When in reality, he had a typo in a text message.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
And I was like, you're the one that actually said it. Well, and he just uses really big words that you have to go get a dictionary for to understand his text messages.
He obfuscates. There's one of them big words. $5, Chris Miller. I lay down a Venger chalt card. Make it even more inappropriate. That's right. I'm assuming those were played. And I would assume Venger was equal to the task.
For the first
time.
All right. You wanted her. You got her.
She just kicked in the door.
That's right. The toxic fish is here.
From one side to the other.
Swimming upstream into the lair. She's made her triumphant return. It's Ginny D. I wonder if she will be at Gen Con.
Dressed as a what? That should be the bingo card.
Well, it won't be a mermaid.
Ooh, yeah. You never know. That would be funny if they filled up like a kiddie pool and then let her sit in there, just laying there. That'll be like her way of like not having to deal with all the riffraff. I can only imagine like what she says to her husband about like the quote unquote fans she has, like behind the scenes.
Right.
Because let's face it, a full 3/4 of her male fans are just absolute probably pervs who want to marry her and
stuff.
Yeah. Don't worry, Ginny. That's not us. We're not smitten with toxic fish.
time in 10 years, we're getting a new edition of D&D. Well,
you don't say.
Kinda. Wizards maintains that the 2024 core rulebooks are not a new edition, but just 5th edition reimagined. But since there are some major changes to the game mechanics, a lot of people are confused about what exactly this new edition that's not a new edition means for the way we play. So when I got an email that said, hey, do you want to interview Jeremy Crawford about
Thraxis, $10. I'm a simple man. You call out Ginny D for her BS, I send a super chat. As soon as WotC came with cash in hand, she sold her principles out. Thank you so much, Thraxis. I do appreciate that. Yeah, $10. Yeah.
And he's right.
And yeah, you are
That's
right.
correct.
Well, I mean, look at like, yeah, Ginny D at MySpace. Yeah, ho, ho, ho. Very funny. But I don't doubt that.
There had to have been more to that message.
Yeah.
Redacted.
But I'm sure, like, they sent her essentially this, hey, do you want to interview Jeremy Crawford about the new books? I would almost
I get it. That's the Cliff Notes, but...
Well, I would almost be insulted because it's... And she, to her credit, she's not oblivious to this fact. I think she'll even mention it here. But it's like they're expecting you to puff him up. And the thing is, she'll be like, oh, yeah, they're just doing it. But then, like, she won't ask him, like, too many hard-hitting questions, I don't think. Yeah. Didn't you just see Jeremy Crawford yelling at some woman in the street? Come on now, that's not Jeremy.
I think we did, didn't we? I think we did.
Jeremy's... I'd say out of all the folks there, I got the least beef with Jeremy Crawford. I don't think he's very talented. But as far as, like, being, like, woke and all that stuff, I mean, I know he is, but he's not nearly as, like, poisonous as, like, Perkins and, you know, of course, some of the others. He mainly just talks about gaming. Now, that's not to say he hasn't said some, you know, silly stuff, but for the most part, he kind of keeps it to games these days.
About the new books, I was like, yeah, actually I do have some questions. Jeremy Crawford is the lead rules designer for D&D. We've actually already met when he killed me at D&D in a castle. My character, I mean, he didn't kill me. And I'd like to see him try. I've been seeing...
Clever. I
gotta get, you know what? As much as I don't like her in the D&D, I love the way she does her videos. I'm sorry. I think she's very good at YouTube.
Yes.
Now, she knows her audience. She sticks to a very simple formula, but damn if it doesn't work.
I mean, it's her job.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. She's got
a career out of it.
Yeah, she's got like 700,000 followers.
And if you can click below, you can buy the sword autographed by her.
That's right. So yeah, that doesn't bother me when she does these little vignettes, but
a lot of people asking, why should I switch to the new rulebooks? And to be honest, I've been asking myself that too. I mean, I love 5e, that's why I play it. Yeah, it has flaws, every game does, but so will the 2024 version, and those flaws will be new and different, and we'll need to figure out new, different ways to fix them. Also, I have a ton of content for 5th edition, not just official books, but also third-party and homebrew. I don't want to give all that up, especially since there are tons of character options that haven't been rewritten for 2024 D&D yet. I've even seen people saying that by making a new rulebook that isn't a complete new edition, Wizards is just doing some kind of cash grab, making tweaks to a system that already works and then charging new edition prices for it so they can sell a bunch of new books.
You don't say. Might just be a little bit of a cash grab. Hey, Goldschlager, I am not smitten. I remember what she said about me. I remember all the things she said about white men. So I'm just saying you can admire, you know, your foe on a technical level. She knows how to do videos.
Books. So I'm gonna ask Jeremy Crawford about all this stuff. Why should anyone switch? Now, this is not a sponsored video. I am not getting paid for this, and Wizards didn't get any control over what I say in this video.
Can you pause right there?
Sure.
Maybe she's not getting paid from Hasbro by it or whatever, but she's getting paid for that video.
Yeah. Yeah, she's
monetized.
She can draw like people here just by the fact that Jeremy Crawford's being interviewed.
Correct, and I mean she will get paid for this interview, just not from Hasbro.
And look, there's cachet in being, you know, on the short list, you know, the white list.
We got a 6-month member here.
There you go, Jeffrey.
Bam.
I'll give her credit for her. That she knows how to play to her crowd. Yeah, absolutely. I do wonder how fast she would jump ship if Paizo offered a bigger wad of cash. Yeah. Honestly, she probably would. It is her job. That's the kind of...
I would say, like, I've been playing Paizo all along, you know.
Yeah, secretly. She might even... I think she might even mention... I did watch this a little bit. I didn't watch it all the way through, but I think I watched maybe like halfway.
But obviously the reason they offered this opportunity is so that Jeremy can talk up the new books. So of course he's going to say a bunch of really positive things. Not only is that his job, but he's one of the people who wrote this book, so naturally he's going to think it's great. But my goal with this video is...
Chris Miller, $2. News said Ginny is now on the WotC payroll. Is she really? Is that no shit?
The Minister of Propaganda.
The real news or the Onion?
Yeah. We say the Babylon Bee now because the Onion is such a joke. Huh? Can anybody? Is she really, or is she just unofficially? Because I know she's been on the unofficial payroll for quite a while.
Chris Miller says
officially. Huh? So is she pretending she's not on the payroll here? That's a little duplicitous.
Yeah.
So she is getting paid for this interview. It's part of her job.
Huh.
A little disingenuous, Jenny.
Chris says it was making the rounds last week. Yeah, I trust Chris's word too. Yeah. Huh.
They must be paying her a pretty penny.
Boy, that would put a whole new spin on it. I'm not getting paid for this.
She's paying her in hair color.
Here's your next box of hair dye, Miss D.
Not to sell you on the new books. I didn't write them. I don't get paid when you buy them. I don't really care what you play. I just see a lot of people weighing this question right now, and I'm weighing this question right now. So I want to use this opportunity to get more information and to share my own thoughts, to help us all make our own decisions. Oh, and of course, to take my vengeance. First of all, do you have just like an elevator pitch? Why should people who already like 5e switch to the 2024 books?
The 2024 versions of the core rulebooks are basically everything you love about 5th edition, but enhanced.
But enhanced.
Right.
Right. The dwarfiest dwarf. Let's see what he's got on his shelf back there. I see 4th edition. I see 3rd edition. Oh, I see the Holy Bible. Kudos.
Is that the Charles Manson? No, it's not.
It's Charles
the Charles Manson Manifesto.
Call of Cthulhu. All right.
Travis is convinced that he was the guy on the street.
He says no, he's not the guy. He's still got the little something about Mary hair floop thing.
He does, and he also has all his teeth. So
yeah. Let's give him. He's a self-admitted gay man, so I think he takes a lot of pride in how he probably dresses and looks. So let's give him all due respect.
Chris said he bought a bunch of rando books to look important.
One thing I did notice when I was thinking on his right next to his left shoulder, I see the top secret Kickstarter game from Merle Rasmussen. Yes, me and Jeremy Crawford have a shared disappointment, as I'm sure he probably didn't like that any better than anyone else. What a disappointment that thing was. The original creator of Top Secret did like a box set. Everybody was like, oh, cool. It was kind of like just so flat, and there's a couple of like big like omissions and
just a dash of enhanced.
Yeah, just a dash, the dashiest dash. Yep, Call of Cthulhu. Yeah, he's got some stuff there. I don't look. He's a player. He's not a very. Remember we did when he DM'd what's his name, Joe Manganiello and all them.
Awful.
He's not a good DM. One thing I noticed.
Someone Mustang Sally or whatever.
Yeah, Granny. It was Granny something.
Hop on the back of this Harley.
Yeah, big dwarf motorcycles.
Yes.
A mountain of skulls.
Yeah,
What
it was
else
in
is
hell.
going on? Yeah.
Boy, nothing's D&D like a grandma riding a motorcycle. I was just like, really? And it's like
Big Maggie or something like that.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, yeah, it was Maggie. Yeah, once again, Crazy Mouse, Memory of an Elephant. Yeah, it was Maggie. Yeah, it's amazing. After I've just gotten back from a weekend where everybody was good DMs, and just to see some of these guys, it's like you're not a very good DM, Jeremy. I mean, I don't think he's that good of a rules designer, probably either. But that's beside him. Mad Maggie, that's right, Ryan. Mad Maggie
keeping his wig on in the streets of New York.
Hey, come on! I will defend him to the death. There. You picked on the wrong tranny. I got PTSD.
And not only have we gone through and tuned up the game, but even more importantly, we have added a bunch of new options in the form of new subclasses, new feats, new spells, a whole new approach to how you make your character, and on and on. All of these combined really make it 5e supercharged.
So
the room is really clean.
Yeah.
Like that looks so clean and uncluttered. Not real. Looks like a set.
I guarantee you, she, amongst her other mental illnesses, self-confessed, I guarantee she's OCD.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. She got one of them, what are those things called? Those pink water bottles, like daughter.
Stanleys?
Yeah, no. Well, maybe it is.
Hydro flasks.
Okay.
That's what
I think. Daughter D has a different one. I'll have to figure out what those are. Yeah, that might be. Those things are so expensive. All these new water bottles, like, oh, I need to be.
Stanleys are $35 a piece. Those things are weapons. Did you hear about that girl that got her ass whipped by one? And
no, really.
She had a hit. She was in like grade school, and this girl was had a hit list, and just attacked some other girl in the lunchroom and just busted her wide open with it.
Jeez.
When they were doing the research on what provoked this attack, they found this girl, like, in her backpack had a hit list, and like she was just going to take people out with her Stanley.
Jesus. It's getting
without-
crazy out
with
there.
If you could eliminate her hair, this reminds me of THX 1138.
It has that same sort of antiseptic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just remove her hair.
That's a good one, Rogan. Yeah, what the hell's up with this collar? I must say. I got that Ed Grimley reference there. Although I think, if I must correct, that was an SCTV character, maybe before SNL. We've added several new races where she will not offend anyone except white men who've been playing the game for. Yes, of course, Frank. Of course. We're allowed to be offended. It's okay. We got broad shoulders. We can take it.
What you like but better is the basic concept.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a sales pitch, of course. Why should you switch? Because it's better. This doesn't really tell us anything. But the goal of any new edition...
She did this when Kyle Brink went on his apology tour. It's like, just stop telling the camera in your wraparound. Tell him this. Oh, come on, Jeremy. Aren't you just kind of puffing this up a little? Will not do it because obviously now Jeremy's her boss, apparently. Disco Barbarian, $5. Great googly moogly. Ooh. Kamala said we have an alliance with North Korea today that is long and enduring. We might not make the end of the year. Sorry for the interruption. No,
Did
no,
she really
please.
say that?
Wow. I'll have to look that up. I'm going to guess if Disco said it, it's probably, you can take it to the bank.
Disco, I second your great googly moogly.
Yeah, she is. She's in the honeymoon phase right now. That's why you're hearing all these people saying, like, look at these polls. Now she's pulling ahead. And, it's going to get a little worse. So all of you MAGA people out there like me, just be ready for it. Hunker down until after their convention. She'll get a big bounce. You'll see things like she's up by 5. She's up by 7. It's not true. It'll come back down. It'll be a close race, as always, which means everybody has to get out and vote.
Double D, I don't offer any apology by saying this. And I don't mean to be mean.
Mm-hmm.
But in my environment, there's not one blue-collar guy that will vote for her.
I wouldn't think so.
No, I mean,
I go home over
it's
some.
Not a race thing or anything like that.
But it's I know what you mean.
She's a nut. And
look, she's from San Francisco. She's from like San Francisco,
right?
Like you look at how fucked up that city is. It's like you want that for the whole country. It's like no. It's like you did a terrible job. The one thing I guess they put her in charge was like the border, and she obviously it was a debacle. So yeah, I go home over some, not like it's not like like the actual ghetto, but it's kind of like lower, maybe like lower middle class, maybe like upper lower class, however you want to say it. I'm shocked by the number of Trump signs I see. It's like mixed neighborhoods too, like black, white. So obviously these people are thinking like, I can put this in my yard without any fear of, anybody effing with it. And they're always there when I come back, drive back. So I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. She'd be more attractive if she didn't dye her hair problem colors. I don't know. I'll tell you what, we've seen her without makeup.
Unfortunately, it's hard to imagine. I've never seen her with normal colored hair.
She's done black. Like, I don't know if the black was real or not, but I thought she was trying to like get her way out of doing this. So she like just did the tips. Now she's right back at it. Go ahead, Rogan.
Well, I think she's pretty. I think she could be very pretty again. The hair color, I agree with. Take off the fake eyelashes, and put on an honest smile, Ginny. An honest one.
I don't think she could do that.
I mean, she has really fair skin. So, like the white background of her. She's more white, you know, and then like those colors just pop on her more. I personally don't like it. I mean, it's obviously if she does, that's great. I saw a girl at Delta Sonic that hoses down your car before you go in. Half of her hair was like that color blue, and another was another shade of blue. And I'm thinking, when you woke up this morning and got ready, you're like, yep, this is the look I want to give the world today. I mean, it's so, you know, it's hard for us to understand. It's not our generation, but my goodness.
What I don't like, when you can tell when she's trying to prove a point, because she won't do her eye makeup. Like with Easter peeps, yeah. I can see that actually.
That's funny.
You can tell she's trying to like, ooh, I don't want to be sexualized, so I'm not going to put my eye makeup on. And I mean, I hate to say it, like, look, if you're a young woman, there's no excuse for not putting some sort of eye makeup on to look presentable. Like she's done some videos where it's like, I'm sorry. It's like, look, I understand. I'm a 50-something-year-old guy. I'm supposed to look like a, you know, hammered shit. But if you're a girl in your 30s, you know, you don't have to prove that you're just a normal girl.
Do you think she's in her 30s?
Probably early 30s now. Yeah, I would say. Yeah, she's been cosplaying for at least 10 years.
So she'd be in that bracket, like 28 to 33.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would put money on that.
You know,
So-
all buttoned up, all but the last, because she doesn't want to risk showing any.
Oh yeah.
Any.
Yeah, she's like the who's the AT&T girl?
Lily.
Lily, yeah. Made all of her bones by having, you know, shirts, you know, down showing, you know, like almost all of her cleavage. She's fucking trundled up like a nun now. Oh, I'm too good for this. Oh, really? Well, your commercials are boring. You're not very talented.
Her commercials don't exist anymore. Lily's not. I haven't seen a commercial with her in for forever.
Oh, she came back for a little bit. Like I said, she was wearing like a blue shirt, like almost literally at the top. She's a D&D waifu for that type. Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely, James. Yeah. All right. Let us continue.
Is to improve the game, and in this case they're working from a decade's worth of feedback on what is and isn't working in 5th edition. Let's be honest here, the only people who criticize 5e more than Pathfinder players are 5e players. Most of us don't think this game is perfect. Now, whether or not these updates actually make the game better isn't something I can objectively speak to. I am not a game designer, and I'm not gonna pretend to be. I won't know if I think it's better until I play it, and play it a lot. But the people at Wizards are game designers, and they have played it a lot, so I'm willing to entertain the possibility that
and they are my new bosses, so
yeah.
I have to.
the updated game is better. God knows there's plenty of room for improvement. On the one hand, Jeremy is incentivized to talk up the new books, but on the other hand, he knows a lot more about the new books than I do. So while I am taking everything he says with a grain of salt, I'm not going to discard it entirely. You don't design for Wizards of the Coast for 17 years without a pretty deep understanding of the game.
Well, he wasn't designing that long. Let's be fair. I mean, look, I do believe Pundit here when he said he was basically just a note taker for the original 5th edition. So let's not give him credit for, you know, the work of other people, mainly Mike Merles, as we all know.
So he was the guy that ran back and forth from Starbucks.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah, he's like the gopher, you know. And look, to his credit, he stuck it out. He stayed there. He got his big break, and good for him. But let's also not say like, yeah, boy, we couldn't have done the original 5th edition without Jeremy either. Oh, sorry. Do not think that's the case.
I think a lot of people are wondering if this is not a full new edition, if this is just a sort of a polishing coat on 5.
I would also say a rare technical snafu. Like she's not mic'd up very well for her questions. She knew she was going to be filming this. And I do understand the over-the-shoulder shot. That's fine. But she couldn't put a microphone somewhere? Sounds like she's a little echoey.
Is that going to be worth the cost of buying a brand new book, or in the long term, a brand new set of 3 books?
I'm always really sympathetic when I see this because we're trying something new. These are completely redone core books. Not only have they been rewritten from front to back, you have more options than you ever had before. These are truly new versions of the core game. What's simply different?
It's got the same shit in them. Well, this is where you don't have to be feisty, but you can be a little like, oh, come on, Jeremy. Like, this is pretty much the same stuff. A +1 here, a +2 there. Isn't this just kind of a cash grab? And you don't have to keep pushing them, but you could at least kind of put that out there and let them answer it, or let them, hit that one out of the park. But she won't even do that.
Well, don't forget, she is an employee now.
Yeah, she has to answer to him. She's like, Ginny, please see me Monday, 10 o'clock
she was given questions that she was supposed to ask.
Yeah, exactly.
Different from any time we've done this in the past is these new versions of the core books are compatible with the version of the game that came before them.
So the fact that it is...
I still, like I said, from a technical point of view, I don't understand, especially for as much like PR as Jeremy has done and will do, kind of like Kyle Brink. You guys can't get yourself a $50 microphone. Why? This whole interview sounds terrible. It sounds like it's tinny and echoey.
Maybe it's supposed to have a certain sound. You know what I mean? It's an unpolished.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
This is just us, just talking, not in a studio, just us bullshitting over a cup of Joe.
Well, that's why I don't object to the way it's filmed. I think it's filmed fine. I just think, look, bad sound is bad sound. Period.
Yes.
There's no. We've always said the sound is the very first thing you need to get right, and trust us. I mean, you're looking at guys who. Our audio problems were legendary for about half a year. All corporate online meetings sounds like crap. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I understand that, but good Lord, at least our employer gives us like headsets with a microphone. Like is she using her phone as the microphone?
She might be.
I don't think it's like a boom or anything. There's no like boom above her. And even like Jeremy, it's like, oh, hey, Jeremy, you're going to be doing a shitload of these interviews. So you don't sound terrible. Why don't you just get a freaking $50 to $100 microphone? You can't make that investment.
I'm looking at this, and all I can think of is she did the interview, and obviously the recorded his what he was saying, and later on she goes and redoes the interview from her perspective, but it's already been recorded. Now she's asking the same questions, but she's getting FaceTime.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that doesn't do. It does nothing in regards to the sound quality. Absolutely, that you're absolutely right. There's no excuse for.
Well, Phaeton says her mic's probably on her headphone cord. That's even worse for a supposed professional. She has a mic to her right in these videos. Okay, maybe we're missing
not a
that.
new addition.
It's too far away though, Cyrix. It's too far away. It's not picking her up.
Is less that it is not a new addition's worth of change, but more.
Oh, there it is. I see it. Yeah, it's way off to the right there.
And that's not.
That's way off. Yeah. Good catch. If anybody else caught that earlier, good catch too.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't see it. It's kind of blending into the monitor there a little bit. But yeah, that's her mic. Okay. But she's not talking. She's not addressing it. It's just kind of picking up the ambient.
That you don't have to discard everything from 5e. You can still use those things.
Exactly. Because these core books are as redone as the core books were in 2014 or the core books were for 4th edition. Just the big difference is they were redone to work with the game people are already playing. It was a huge challenge. In some ways, it would almost be easier to just start
playing
over.
that fucking music.
That's her. That's got to be her. That's got to be her.
I feel like I'm at a Renaissance fair.
But we love 5e so much. The community loves it. In the end, I think what we've done, I'm really hoping will become a norm for the game.
One of the big points of contention with this update is the question of whether or not it is a new.
So you can see the sound difference. She's in her normal like studio. But good Lord, all you have to do is move that microphone
inch.
Yeah, an inch. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, even if it's a side address, it's fine. Look, if you want to keep it lower, just get a front address one as a backup for these things. Good Lord, you got 700,000 followers. You're making bank, and you're a Wizards of the Coast employee.
Edition. From this, it sounds like it is actually a new edition. He says it's as much reworked as 4th edition was from 3rd or as 5th was from 4th.
Oh, bullshit. So wait a minute. This edition, which is not really a new edition, you're saying is like going from 3rd to 4th? Are you kidding me? Or from 4th to 5th?
I just saved myself $150.
That's bullshit.
It's shenanigans.
And if it is, look, if you're going from 3rd to 4th or 4th to 5th, this is a new edition. This is way beyond a new edition. Holy shit.
Everything's rewritten, but it's compatible with the old books, saying like, we don't want to scare you, but so keep playing. So if you keep playing, eventually you're just going to want to have to buy the new books. You know why? Because we've given you more options.
Yeah.
We've given you more it's a freaking cult.
Yep, for sure. Judd, good to see you. We went through Vengercon earlier. I think you might have been in a few pictures there. So yeah, it was good to see you there.
Not
good
now,
to meet you.
but go back and watch from the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, so that's horse shit. It's like they want the best of both worlds, because they know like we need you to buy these, but we also need you to know that you don't have to. Nothing's really changing, but
well, it's a trap. They want we know in life we're old enough, and she should be old enough, he should be old enough. You can't make everybody happy. That's an impossibility, and that is a trap for self-defeat.
Mm-hmm.
But this is they're going to push this. Because people will eventually buy it. We got this digital thing happening. That's not going to happen. It's garbage.
Yeah.
It is. Come on in. This candy's really good. It really is. You don't have to change anything. You get to keep your books. Come on in. Yeah. But don't you want the options? We want all the options.
You want that +1 modifier.
Yeah.
You got to have it. You need it. It's just so weird because, we just got done at VengerCon where like all that stuff meant like nothing really. It's just like a good game is a good game. You can run any rule set.
The reason they're not calling it a new edition isn't because the changes they made are insignificant, it's about the backwards compatibility. Basically, a new edition would have meant 5th edition is obsolete. So because it doesn't do that, it's not a new edition. Now, I've seen a lot of people saying that this choice to maintain backwards compatibility...
That was confusing.
Yeah.
It's like an idiocracy when he's like handing them like the things like, oh, this goes in your butt, this goes in your mouth. Oh, wait a minute.
It's like I don't know. The Carbonaro effect. Remember that TV show? I rebean the coffee.
I rebean it. The changiest changes. That's right, Joe.
Ability was made specifically so that D&D could keep profiting off of 5th edition material, or that it's a false promise made to pacify people who don't want to lose the library of content that they've been investing in for 10 years. Personally, I have a lot of 5e content I don't want to lose. Not to mention I write content for 5e, so selfishly, I don't want all that stuff to be defunct. So if it really is backwards compatible, I think that's a good thing. But to be honest, when I first heard interviews about backwards compatibility, I did not feel great about it. It sounded like they were saying that it was technically possible to use 5e content, but that it wasn't recommended and that it was kind of complicated. Can you tell me a little more about how the backwards compatibility works between the two?
We've designed the new core books so that they are compatible with the adventures and supplements that you have already for 5th edition. You can take the new player's handbook, make a character, and you can have that character dive right into an adventure that was written before the 2024 book came out. So you could take...
But don't we already do that? Don't we take old modules from 2nd edition and juice them up for the editions or the different games that, the Castles and Crusades that we do now? Don't we haven't we always done that?
Yeah. I mean, look, if you have experience and, if you're going by anything from 2nd edition or before, like it does have that infomercial feel. Yeah, but I mean, look, if you can add or subtract from the number 19, you can convert anything from the old D&D 2nd edition and earlier, pretty much. It does, yeah. It's so it's like so corporate. Oof.
Take a 2024
We'll go a little bit
character and go right into The Wild Beyond the Witchlight or The Curse of Strahd. So the beauty for...
If I take this ladder and I turn it this way and this way, I just made scaffolding. It's like a little giant.
Oh, Crazy Mouse, you have so many options.
Yeah. The juice weasel. Yeah. ShamWow.
For everyone is that if there's a subclass or a species...
It's that insipid music, too, that gives it that, like, infomercial feel. It's that noodling, like, pop, pop, pop.
Or a feed or...
Relaxing.
But wait, there's
It's,
more.
it's oddly unsettling. It's a little bit unsettling.
Annoying me. It's, yeah.
Well, this is where, like, the whole technical setup is biting her, because the sound quality, you almost expect it on their end. Okay, fine, even though he should know better. But good Lord, on your end, you could do better. And then you put music. This music is like a Band-Aid. She's like, oh, this sounds like ass. So I'm going to, I'm going to 6E slap chop it. Billy Blanks would be proud. Yes, he would. One of our hometown heroes.
Spell or something else that has come out for 5th edition and does not appear in the 2024 Player's Handbook, you can use those older options with the 2024 Player's Handbook. It replaces only the things that
things in your kitchen.
It does 6 different things. It slices, it dices, it cooks.
But wait,
there's more. Yeah, Cal, how long? $2. Thank you, our fearless mod. How long does Crawford have left at WotC? He's got to bring. They'll at least let him, bring it over the goal line. So till the last core comes out, and then probably 3 to 4 months, and then they'll look at him and be like, you got probably one of the biggest salaries here now. What do we need you for again?
Hey, we're going to go fishing on the boat.
Pocket fisherman with every new corset. Jeff from Denkar, $5 Canadian. The joy of corporate fluff jobs. I do wonder if Ginny D will ever regret this Faustian bargain with Wizards of the Coast, or even offer any legitimate criticism. She wouldn't know, and well, yes and no. She does regret it. I mean, she always talks about she's burnt out, and boy, this is what happens when you make your love, your work. Hey, sorry. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen there, toots.
Yeah, don't talk to us about
take your 6E slicer and dicer with you. So yeah, I think she. But look, I mean, she's successful, so you got to give her that. She does put quality into most of her videos. Just I don't know. Like I said, some unfortunate choices here, but.
In both the 2014 Player's Handbook and the 2024 Player's Handbook. So it's sort of like, if you have the old thing, the new thing replaces it. But if there's an old thing that's not in that Player's Handbook, you can keep using it. The book has guidance built in on...
That doesn't mean anything. No, if you want to use it, you can use it. If you don't want to use it, you don't got to.
If you want to look at this on, you can look at it. If you don't want to look at it, close your eyes.
If you want to cut an apple, you can use this. But if you also want to cut a pear, you can use the same tool.
You got a lot of choices.
I love all these callbacks, like Grognard. Ron Popeil presents D&D 6e. Men of a certain age. Yep.
How to take one of those elements that doesn't appear in the new book and use it with your new character.
So we have everything that we had before.
Exactly.
Okay, I feel like this is weirdly confusing to explain, but much more straightforward in practice than I initially thought. So let's get this nice and clear. Backwards compatible doesn't mean that you can use any old content along with any new content. It just means that you're not losing access to anything. If it's been redone for 2024, you use that one. And if it hasn't, you just keep using the old one. So when you build a barbarian,
It's more confusing. She made all these expensive graphics, and it's more confusing than ever.
So you use cards?
Yeah. So do we need to use? Yeah. Where do we buy these cards? Just tell us.
Well, what you have to do is you have to put your left foot in and then take your left foot out.
That's right. It's the jacket. James Gang, $2. Wrong. She needs to get back into the kitchen. Ouch. I can hear the crying all the way from Colorado.
She wouldn't know how to cook a Popeye.
Yes. Bob says it's like telling a joke. The more you have to explain it, the worse it's going.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. If it's not self-evident, you probably have a problem, which probably doesn't bode well for this, regardless of how the initial wave is going to sell.
Simplicity is the essence of good design in anything. This is not simple.
Yeah.
It is not. It's not very well designed.
Matt Barninger, I'll put in the penny for $5. No, that's not confusing. Not confusing at all. Thank you.
Barbarian, you're using the 2024 updated Barbarian class. But if you want to use a 5th edition Barbarian subclass that isn't in the new 2024 rulebook, you can. So you can use, say, the Path of the Beast Barbarian from 5th edition with a 2024 Barbarian. But if you want to play a Path of the Zealot Barbarian, you'd use the updated Path of the Zealot, not the 2014 Path of the Zealot.
Well,
it's like crazy.
What if I just want to play a Barbarian?
Can I just... People are just scratching their heads.
Screw it. I'll just be a blonde guy in the basement. Imagine explaining this to like new players.
Yeah, it's great, and I know it's probably simple at its core. If you
it's
actually
like that
just
guy trying to get his shut the fuck up, just cut my hair.
Yeah. It's like, but when you try to explain it like this, he's either doing a terrible job or maybe, who knows, maybe it isn't as simple as we think.
It isn't. They all the way through this and everything else we've heard, they're pushing the same angle.
Guys, thanks for playing with us for the last year and helping design your characters. Now we're actually going to start playing. But the new edition's already coming out. Oh, never mind then.
Yep. What if I like the 2014 Chris Miller, $5? Back in my day, we just had one Barbarian, and we liked it.
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Do you like Gladiators, Billy?
You ever seen a grown man naked? Yeah, I'm not sure. It's like the more you hear it, I don't know. It's just crazy. Clearest Chinese VCR, yeah, or like any furniture, putting together a piece of furniture.
I have like 9 extra bolts.
Yeah, it's like, what do I do with it? Should these be somewhere?
I think it's also important to note that if you hate the new 2024 content, you don't have to use it either, even if you're
Wait, I thought you did have to use it. If you
What's going on? Which is it?
Now you're just
rebeaning the coffee.
Yeah, you're just rebeaning the coffee.
Already is. Like, let's say you're one of the people who's really mad about the new Ranger class. You can play a 2014 Ranger in a 2024 game. And I know you had mentioned in another interview that you can play 2024 characters alongside 5e characters in the same party.
It absolutely will work. The main thing is it's best in that scenario that the game itself you're playing use the version of the rules from 2024, because the 2014 rules, since they were written over 10 years ago, of course, could not print.
Let me show you in this this chart that I've made. Has the shill subclass of the hack been updated? Thank you, Doc, for $2. Oh my lord, this is a lot more confusing than I thought. I hadn't gotten this far. So
they've been working for how long on this new edition? So they've been
years,
right? So they got this master. They have it all. It's masterful what they're doing.
Theoretically.
Well, I mean, no, I mean, like, making it clear. It takes. I believe, it takes an awful lot of this for all many years to make it sound confusing when it actually is.
It's just, you know what it reminds me of, and I think some of you 4th edition players might remember this, and I think even Ryan Dancy who made a comment on this, like in the middle of 4th edition when they realized they were effed, they started to bring out like different like books that were kind of compatible but maybe weren't. They were like, well, no, they were compatible, but like nobody, like a lot of people were confused by them. Remember, tell her daily how brilliant she is. Yes, good callback there, Disco. Way to connect those dots. Thank you. But yeah, like there was these beige books for like 4th edition called like Essentials or something like that. And I remember Ryan Dancy, he wrote something at the time. He's like, this game's not as bad as, you guys think it is, but there's a lot of confusion around it because right after you release the core rules and the core books and the monster manual and all that, now you've got different monster manuals. What's it all about? Cyrix DM, $1.99. I need to see the Venn diagram. Boy, you and me both, brother. Thank you. Evil Minion. This is more confusing than a grapple flow. Oh, yeah. God, yeah. Yeah, any grappling rules,
monster can't attack me because I'm in 2014 and that monster's in the new monster manual.
Yeah.
So
I'm in like a different,
right. It doesn't. My AC against him is higher.
Yeah, technically, I'm 10 years older, so I'm
in a different plane of existence.
Predict what we would do in 2024, but the 2024 rules can handle stuff from the past. So if you want a character built entirely using the version of a class or a species from 2014, run it as a 2024 game, and then that 2014 character can sort of wander
I love his little happy
in
dance.
and be like, hi, I'm joining you all. That will work.
I think this is a nice option for people who
clear as mud.
Really do have a lot of love for certain 5th edition character builds that were reworked for 2024 in a way that they don't like. But even though it's an option, it sounds like 2014 characters might be at a disadvantage in a party of 2024 characters.
Recently, Chris Perkins and I were playing 2014 5th edition, and as much fun...
We're going to do a 2024 grapple followed by a 2014 cleave attack. Yep. And I'm going to take the 3rd edition 5-foot step. Is that okay?
As we kept like looking at our characters and we're like, well, we already are missing the 2024 elements that our characters have in all of our playtests for the new player's handbook. So again, it's like, you can do it. We
so
want
organic
people to be able to do it because there are going to be people who are like, that's their bliss. And we always love to, serve as many people's sort of bliss version of D&D as possible.
And that's your error. That's why this isn't working, is because you're trying to please too many people instead of just ripping the Band-Aid off and saying, yep, new edition. Your 5th edition stuff is you can do some work to convert it, but this isn't the new edition. Instead, they try to hedge their bets, please everybody. When you try to please everybody, I don't know.
It fails. It always fails.
I'm not going to say it's going to be a failure because look, they're going to trumpet like all their sales at first. I just got a feeling that over time, people are just kind of falling off a little just because I think people are just falling off naturally. The whole post-COVID thing is certainly has something to do with it. But just look, the fact is, like, you can say you love being online and all that as much, but when most of your player base, you're trying to train to play online, that shit like wears you out. Like just staring at screens all day wears you out. And at some point, these people are just going to revolt and be like, they're not going to say like, I'm going to wait around for a better D&D game that doesn't, rely on this. They're just going to stop playing and be like, I don't want to do that anymore.
Your attention span for the younger generation is so small.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have to explain the rules so much, you've lost them.
Yeah. Yeah, just to some extent, yeah. Well, it's almost like here, it's almost not even the rules, but it's like just these weird little details. Like, well, okay, so which do I need? I mean, I thought I understood this, and I think I do, but do I really? There's going to be a lot of that going around. It's not going to be people being lost. It's going to be people being frustrated, I think.
Right.
Just like, well, wait a minute. I thought, can I do this in this edition, or can I do that? And they're just going to say, do whatever you want, bro. Good vibes, good vibes. Doc Flamingo, $2. They're not trying to please people with taste. That's right. Well, they haven't tried to do that for quite a while, Doc.
We also suspect a lot of people are going to kind of have that experience that Chris Perkins and I had recently, where it's like, we're having fun, but I want that weapon mastery, or I want that new feature that's in that class.
So within the ecosystem of 5th edition content, we aren't losing anything. All we're doing is
She's going to try to explain it one more time.
Upgrading the player's handbook, and then eventually the Dungeon Master's Guide and the Monster Manual. Everything else we're free to keep using in conjunction with 2024 games. Of course, there will undoubtedly be some hiccups with this because they have changed some pretty significant parts of the character building mechanics. Jeremy assured
So it's all good. Except for this. You really better pay attention now.
This is great. I understand. I'm like, what? I thought I was understanding it. Huh?
Get your notebook out because you don't want to miss this, or you're really going to be lost.
Me that anytime there's a clash between 2014 and 2024 content, the handbook includes guidance on how to navigate that. And this is kind of true. Like, there are definitely sidebars that say, hey, if you're using a race from an older book, here's how to handle the changes that we've made to ability scores and stuff like that. But I'm still left with some questions that the book doesn't answer. For example, in 2014 D&D, there are a few classes that get their subclass at level 1 or 2, whereas in 2024, they all get their subclass at level 3. So to use Jeremy's example, if you play a Forge Domain Cleric from Xanathar's Guide with a 2024 Cleric build, when do they get their subclass? Is it at level 1, like it would be for a 2014 Cleric, or is it at level 3, like it would be for a 2024 Cleric? And if it is at level 3, then when do they get the features that are listed for levels 1 and 2? This is the kind of question...
Just cut my fucking hair.
Holy everything you're not supposed to do, just throwing all these numbers.
Holy
like
cow.
She's probably doing the best she can to explain this, but just when you're throwing so many numbers out there and you keep like 2024, 2014, and second and third and this and that, blah 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 blah.
Like reminds me like this was this written by Monty Python?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It reminds me of like that sketch. I think it was in. Meaning of Life, and I can barely remember it, but I think it was like John Cleese teaching a sex class. He actually had sex with his wife. Something about putting your jacket on the hook after getting your chit signed and all that stuff. I gotta rewatch that movie. But yeah, this is just it's crazy because I would look at this and go like, oh shit, I've just lost everybody. Like all these numbers, you're gonna lose everybody.
And that I think.
They keep pulling us in. Okay, I think I got it. Oh, I don't got it again. Oh, I think I got it. I think I got it. Oh,
they keep reassuring you. See, you got it. No problem. But hold on, there's just one more thing.
I got mental whiplash from this.
Will eventually get answered, probably on Jeremy's Twitter feed. Well,
it's too bad you didn't have Jeremy here. You could have asked him yourself. Oh wait, you did, and you chose not to. Good Lord.
Until the community at large has located and hashed through these kinds of inconsistencies, using 2014 content in 2024 games is probably going to be a little bumpy. So if a D&D group is going to switch over to using the 2024 Player's Handbook, do you have any advice on how that group should handle that transition, what a Dungeon Master can do to make that easier on their players?
I think the easiest thing to do is just take your character and go through the levels of your class in the new Player's Handbook and then just make the changes on your character that you see there.
That you technically don't need, but you have to do it.
But you should do. Run it through the Pythagorean formula, and you're all set.
Could keep your campaign running and just have the characters essentially transform into their 2024 versions, and then just
at the end he just kind of says, just do what you want. just hand waves it. Just do what you want.
Have fun, hey.
It's just a game. It's imaginary.
Keep going. We've made sure that the spells that you expect to be there from 2014 are there in 2024, and the book, if there's any case where there might be a hiccup in the transition, the book addresses that. I also recommend that people just, as you have free time, please just sit down and enjoy paging through the book, because there are new things on every page of that book.
So the game that didn't change much has changed everything, and you better read every single page because there's something new on it. Crazy.
So is this going to transition to their digital footprint that they're going to do? That if you want to, you can plug in your 14 character, and we'll knock it into the 24 character for you.
But they could do it. They could do
$25 a month is a subscription.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they could do a conversion like that. I could see them doing something like that. Although, you know what? It's just going to be the first year with all, having said all this, it's just going to be the first year, and then they're just going to be like, look, just figure it out on your own. Just buy the new books, get the digital, so we don't have to ship them to you.
Society when he had him rip out the pages of the books. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Disco Barbarian, $5, just like video games. They're going to expect players to fix their broken game at launch. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, oh, it's in sort of incomplete game, but we'll still work on it. Okay.
Now, didn't when 3rd edition transitioned to 4th edition, didn't TSR or whatever, WotC, buy back our old books, or they offered a credit or something like that? Do you remember something about that?
I don't specifically. Or was that from 3rd to 3.5?
I thought it was.
They wouldn't have done it for 4. I don't think they would have done it for 4th. Because 4th was such a change.
Right.
They probably would have just said, here's like a conversion
maybe 3.5
guide.
then.
Yeah, maybe. Because 3.5 was, I guess, close to this. I guess, yeah, it probably is the closest thing to this.
I remember my dogs chewed up, and I had to rebind them with a 3-ring binder.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, crap, I can't send my book in.
Yeah.
I mean, why don't they just do that? Here, why don't you just mail us our shit, and we'll give you a discount on a new product.
Yep. I don't know.
So if I were transitioning an ongoing 5th edition game to using the 2024 Player's Handbook, I think I'd set up a whole session that's just for that. So we'd all get together, we'd go through our character sheets and remake them with the new rules, and then maybe we'd run like a sparring session or a low-stakes combat to give everybody a chance to try out the new versions of their characters. I think especially for someone...
I mean, I guess that would work, yeah.
Session 0 and 0.1.
Well, yeah, because you have to have this. The session 0 has to be, for all the bad stuff that might happen. So yeah, session 0.5
Double secret probation.
It's double secret. That's when you do. Oh boy, it sounds like a mess. Sounds like a bit of a mess. I'm glad we can kind of watch it and just have fun with it. I mean, I'm not really invested in that ecosystem anymore, so it's just kind of funny. But
this makes me want to see the ShamWow guy on television again.
ShamWow Vince. I just know either he bit
that is
a hooker or a hooker bit him.
He bit a hooker.
He bit a hooker. Okay. Yes. Yeah. He was like everywhere, and then now he's nowhere. I wonder. He must be doing something.
He was in a movie prior to that.
Oh yeah, it was like a comedy movie.
I always wondered how many takes it took him in that slap chop when he threw that thing over his shoulder and it landed perfectly in the sink.
Probably, you hear those stories. It's probably like first take.
Yep, like Mike Tyson during The Hangover, he famously got all his lines in one take. They called him One Take Tyson.
Oh wow, that is surprising. Or like I think I've said it before, like Kurt Russell in Escape from L.A., he had to make a full court shot with a basketball, and I think he made it the very first. I mean, literally, it was like him turning around and whipping it, not like like I'm going to size it up. I think he just turned around and whipped it, and he got it the first.
He must have got a charisma bonus on that.
Well, it's Snake Plissken. Come on now.
The classes that have been heavily reworked, or for higher level play where you've gotten very used to your abilities, there will be an adjustment period with these new features. Can the 2024 Player's Handbook be used immediately, even before the Dungeon Master's Guide and the Monster Manual for 2024 come out?
Yes. You can have that be your player's handbook.
Do whatever you want.
There's no rules, man. There's no rules.
I knew his answer was going to be yes.
Of course.
Can it be used in 2025?
He strokes his chin. I'm not so sure about that. We'll get back to you.
And use it with the 2014 Dungeon Master's Guide and Monster Manual. Now, my recommendation, though, is as the other new books become available, to switch over, partly so you can have the fun of seeing how tightly the 3 books are integrated in together. So you're going to see that they speak to each other really well. There are things sort of teed up in the Player's Handbook that the Dungeon Master's Guide and the Monster Manual run with. So it will work with your older DMG and Monster Manual, but it's going to work even better with the new ones.
Okay, I know this is just him doing a little salesy hype for the other 2 upcoming books, but I'm not gonna lie, I am actually really excited about the prospect of a new new Dungeon Master's Guide. Reworking the player's handbook mostly meant improving the individual player options, plus a few little quality of life improvements to the way the information is organized. The 2014 player's handbook had room for improvement, sure, but it's functional. But I'm gonna be real with you guys, I think the 2014 Dungeon Master's Guide is really bad. It actually has a ton of useful information in it, but that information is very difficult to find. When I first started DMing, I did attempt to read it cover to cover, and it is simply not built for that. But that means there have been plenty of times that I have a problem and don't realize for a long time that the Dungeon Master's Guide has a solution for that problem. It's just buried somewhere in this disorganized mess of a book that almost nobody actually reads. And
whoa!
That was a slam.
Yikes!
I gotta say, that surprised me.
Yeah, boy, slamming. No, it's been a spell since I've read the 5th edition DM's guide. I didn't think it was that bad. She's making me question that now. Chris, my activist, I'd love to fall asleep listening to Ginny babble on, but I have to go. Yeah, have a good day. Chris, great having you here. Thanks for all the super chats. It was great meeting you too. You are a fantastic guy.
Good night, Chris. Thank you.
Yeah, good night, Chris.
Good night, Chris. Thank you.
Yep. See you soon. Yeah. Boy, her saying nobody reads the 2014 DM's guide. I don't know about that, Jenny.
She might not.
Yes. Slow your roll there a little bit. You just started playing D&D, like, what, 5 years ago? Jeez.
I didn't think the player's guide was as bad as previous editions in regards to finding things.
No, it was everything was laid. Look, it was a slick product. It was like I said, it was an okay game. You know, it was a good game for especially lower levels, as we always say. So I didn't think it was terrible. I'm just trying to think at the DM's guide if it was like, what do you guys think in the chat? Was the 5e DMG, was it that bad? I don't ever remember it being that bad.
Vid already chimed in, Double D. Oops, wrong one.
Yep,
Right
jumping on you. Yep. 5ED, it was functional with a few gems. Perfect, no, useful. Yeah, and that's what I would expect. And I think that was kind of my recollection, I should say. I don't... I guess the queen has spoken, though. Nobody reads the 5e DMG.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. The point is, you can start using the player's handbook immediately, even though it'll be a few months before the other 2 books come out. I'm not really sure why they're doing this staggered release. Maybe it's intentional so that we're not all trying to implement a ton of big changes at once, or maybe they're just straight up not done with the other books yet. Who knows? Well, I think that we're out of time, but it was really great to talk with you.
You too.
Thanks, boss.
Yep.
Thanks, boss. I'll see you at the water cooler Monday morning.
Seeing you makes me think back to being in a castle together.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me.
Wait,
Jeremy! My vengeance. Overall, a lot of this was about what I expected. A lot of promises that the new book is great, basically just a PR appearance. But I will say, I had some concerns about backwards compatibility, and this interview did settle those for me. I feel a lot more confident now that I understand.
Yeah, you sure?
Who the fuck are you?
Seemed to raise quite a few questions on our end.
Remember that graph? It's like a meme of like a guy getting from point A to point B, and then the girl doing it. And it's like just all over
chaos,
the
pure
whiteboard.
chaos. Yeah,
that's the inside of her brain.
Yeah.
That made sense. Okay.
Or it's like the Charlie meme from, whatchamacallit, the Philadelphia show. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Yeah, boy, I don't know. Seems like there's a lot of confusion on that. Maybe it's just the way they were explaining it, to be fair, but...
we have a bias.
Yeah, a little bit.
We have a bias, but I'm kind of, inside my head, I'm listening to this and putting my bias away. It's a fucking hot mess.
Yeah.
Like if I take, it's a mess.
Yeah, it's here's the thing. You can't hide the fact that they're trying to please everybody, and it's not really one thing or the other, so it's not going to please anybody. If they'd have just said, like, look, we're just going to do the new edition and, you guys are going to love it. Don't worry. All you have to say is with a little work, you can convert it. You'd have gotten
all these Batman action figures.
Mm-hmm.
Can Barbie join the Batman universe if you want?
yeah, sure. You can do anything you want. This is a game of imagination. Yeah, now it's up to you to decide, whether, like the 50-foot woman, belongs in your your play area. But I don't know. It just seems like this is proof that when you try to explain it to people, you kind of inadvertently come to the conclusion that this isn't really necessary, or it isn't like what it should be.
Right.
So, but hey, that's their problem. Yeah, putting lipstick on a pig. Yeah, that's kind of it. Nix it.
But it does offer a lot of options.
Ooh, the guy with the French accent. Good to see you here. I usually see you on Twitter, catching up 5e Supercharge. What does that even mean? Who knows? Ginny's personality on Twitter is not consistent with her persona on YouTube or on a video call.
That's what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
Remember those?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Looks like we got something there.
Yep. Snake oil hitting
Snake
us up.
oil. Yeah. This the man, the myth, the legend, gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Snake Oil Sean. You da man. Much appreciated, my friend.
Very generous.
Yeah, Garibay loves WotC too. I think we can put a pin in this. Let's head back. We'll do a little bit of. I know some of you are eager for Otto and Roland, and we will do a little bit of Otto and Roland.
Yeah, we haven't done that in a little while.
Yeah. They're clambering for it. Yeah. Ryan Nilsson. I mean, come on, we're getting this edition from the guy who gave us Mad Maggie.
Yeah.
Of course it doesn't make sense. Yeah, well. When will you be at Gen Con? Well, we're coming in Wednesday, John. I got to figure out.
So we're off next week.
Yeah, we'll be off for the main show. Although Rogan and I might do some streams. We who knows? We may even do an impromptu Wednesday stream, but I'm not going to commit to that yet. Depending. But yeah, well, and then we'll do some on the fly ones, kind of like I did at Vengercon. I need to meet up, like with Patrick Demo and
JP.
Like JP, John, maybe. Got to figure out a way to. Easiest way would be on Twitter. If you can follow me at Wee Wheaton. Look, you should be on Twitter anyway. If you're already on social media, there's nothing wrong with that. But maybe what I will do is I'll just announce it. And then maybe during the streams too, like beforehand, like one of the nights, we can just say, hey, we're going to be here. And, hopefully the guys that are at Gen Con can meet up with us.
Is this the one in Minnesota?
It is. Yeah, you should come to Arnicon. We've got Rob. I know. Griff, I'm trying to, in my mind, the first week of every month is a little difficult for me work-wise, but I'm seeing if I can get around it. And I know Arnicon, because when I interviewed Rob, I was thinking of it. I want to meet you, of course, but I desperately want to meet Rob. And of course, if Alex is there, that's the icing on the cake. So I have not given up on Arnicon.
October? When is that?
Yeah, I believe it's October. Yeah. Yeah, Arnicon could be fun. I'm not saying yes, and I'm not saying no. I'm gonna brood on it. I'll brood on it like Conan. There you go. There's my answer.
Do you guys have any preliminary numbers for Gen Con about how many they're expecting?
It's a sellout. It'll be 80,000.
Yeah. Wow.
It's 80. It's a sellout all the time. 80,000. That's why it doesn't matter. Like, I'm going to stomp my feet and I'm not going to go. Well, all right, it's fine.
Someone else will take
Don't.
your
I mean,
spot.
yeah. I mean, it's like that's why I don't care. And obviously, Mrs. D loves the board games and that, and my daughter D is it is Aaron. It's next week. Yeah, so we'll be going in Wednesday. It starts in earnest Thursday, and we're there, till we leave Sunday. So we'll
I
get
will not drive past the zoo.
That's right.
Are you guys driving together or separate?
Oh, we'll drive together now, right?
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
I'm in a different
absolutely.
hotel.
What's that?
I'm in a different hotel.
Yeah, it's like a block away.
All right.
You're at the Hyatt, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a block away.
Are you near JW?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll drop you off and then we'll.
Sure.
I like the Hyatt. It's my only issue with the Hyatt when we tried to game there at night. It is dark. I mean, they keep it like really dark at night. I mean, it's dingy.
They're setting the mood.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody being shivved or graped or something, in a quiet corner, yeah, it's sort of that sort of mood. Like I remember trying to run a game,
like the Crummy Crab.
Yeah, Cyrix, do you remember that? Like because I think we played our game when you popped in on a surprise. I think we were at the Hyatt, and I was just like, holy shit, I have no light here. I mean, fortunately, my vision wasn't quite as bad back then, but holy shit. Yeah, Venger. I wish you could have been there this year, Griff. Yeah, we went through Venger Con. It was really fun. We had a great time. So yeah, I'm looking forward. I still need to know the dates next year, so I can't quite commit next year. But Mrs. D and I, she liked the gaming. She's like, yeah, I'd go back. So yeah, we are probably going to do that. Okay. All right. It's 9:30. I'm going to let those of you guys who are just here for the regular stream bow out. 1 second here. Oops. And the rest of you, if you want to get a little live play, O&R, we're just going to do a little auto enrolling. Probably not too long, but we'll touch base again, get these guys back up and running. So I thank those of you who joined us tonight. Like I said, I really have to get a video out because I think it's almost been a month. Boy, YouTube is really pounding me for not. I think I've gained like 2 subscribers in the last 5 days or something net. They will take it out of you if you don't produce regular videos. So I'm going to put out something. So hope you guys watch whatever I put out. All right, so those of you that are taking off, it was great having you. Thanks for showing up. Those of you that are sticking around, well,
Yapple dapple.
Yabble dabble. It's good to see you. All right, let's we'll give you a little of this as these boys get their dice out and ready. All right.
Hey, Bleeker.
Hey, Bleeker. All right, so last time, got to catch everybody up. These guys they've been going under deep cover in the Temple of Set down in the Free Cities. They are in Port Prospera right now. Temple of Set, you say? Well, there it is. Setting the mood there. The tower's a little thicker. Imagine that tower a little thicker. There's a fully functioning religion coming out of there. And these guys are generally stuck down into the kitchens. But...
oh, we make our ways around.
Yeah, you wander around at night and get yourselves into a little bit of trouble with Tharn. But you've also met Soraya.
Yeah, man. A little bit of romance.
Yeah. She's the woman, ostensibly, of Argath, the Snake Master. Now, Argath, the Snake Master, is actually Otto's new boss, as it turns out.
Yep.
The plot thickens.
Yeah, he's...
Hit it off.
Yeah. He's, he has taken you kind of under his wing. He's an older guy. And He's taught you now. You are now confident in your ability to go in there, feed the snake, and get away. He's given you some tips and tricks.
I feel like I was like an Andy Dufresne Brooks relationship.
Yeah, for sure. That's a great corollary.
Easy peasy.
Japanese. So he's kind of taught you the ropes to where you no longer have just utter dread of going in there and getting eaten. You're still wary, but he's telling you like, no, just do this. The Sestek, won't touch you if you put the food here or do this. So.
And this was played by Richard Lynch, correct?
That's right. I totally forgot to do it. But yeah, Richard Lynch. I think we have decided an older Richard Lynch. But so that's going on. You guys. I think we did a montage of about a week.
That is correct.
Yeah. So you're working. They think you're being punished, and Argath is kind of lying for you to Tharn, saying oh, I'm putting the boy through hell, and Argath will tell you ham it up, boy, ham it up.
Yep.
And Tharn will come around and be like, serves you right. And
to beef that up, I'll tell him every once in a while, how much longer do I got to be down there, man? It's tough work. I don't like it. Come on, put me back in the kitchen.
Yeah. He'll wrap you on the beak, and just say, quiet, boy. You'll leave when I tell you. Argath does. And Tharn just kind of nods approvingly. He's like, you make sure he's broken before he comes back. We can't have people who don't obey the word of Set. Okay. And then you guys will go back, and he'll just kind of laugh it off and offer you some wine.
It's going to work out.
Now you're having a very good time, Roland, with Soraya.
Well, it's for the job.
Yeah.
It's
But she does warn you, don't.
Oh,
we
yes,
can't ever let Argath find out, or he'll feed you to Sestek.
And the young Roland would be a couple weeks into this right here. All right, there's a plan. Okay, great. But now, a couple weeks of this, he's in love.
Yeah, foolishly in love. Oops.
Jeff from Denkar, have a good one.
Have a good one.
See you, Jeff from. So. Oops. No, that's that one. Okay. All right. One night, you are up with Soraya. You guys, I don't want to say you're getting sloppy, but this is a particularly good visit, we'll say.
Right.
You stay a little bit longer than you think you should. As you're putting your pants back on.
Like a Three's Company moment about to happen.
You hear the doorknob rattling, and she goes white and goes over and says, "Hold on, I'm on the can," or something like that. She just tries to stall him, and then she says to you, almost like she didn't want to tell you, but in this chamber, there's the bed. He has a pretty good, there's furniture around, like a divan, a plush chair, tables, bookshelves. She says, behind that tapestry, the light-colored brick.
I whispered, should I wait or should I go?
Go. Make a dexterity roll. You remember you want to roll low and under.
12.
Did you make it?
I made it.
All right, just in time, you go out. As he's coming in, you push the square like she told you. Mm-hmm. Door just silently glides. There's a narrow hallway. Almost like it's between walls. It's almost like you have to turn. And there's very narrow steps you see going down. Okay. And also those that go up.
Oof, up or down? My heart's thumping. I'll go up.
Up. All right. Meanwhile, down in the snake chamber, he has left, of course. You know, this is at the exact same moment. So you're just down there kind of cleaning up. Roll a die 6.
3.
Okay. As you're going over to one of the walls, you notice, like behind a table or like almost like a bookshelf up against the wall. As you're kind of like cleaning it, you notice like, there's a little lever there on the wall.
And I'm by myself.
Oh yeah, he left. He's left for the night. You know this from his habits.
Yeah. I'll pull a lever. I'll see where it goes. Hey. That's a new part of the map.
So, 8 is the cave where you feed Sestek. 7 leads up. That's the sacrificial pit where Sestek comes. Right in the center?
Okay.
Yep. S. You're in, of course, chamber 6, which is Argath, the Snake Master's chamber.
Yep.
When you do that, it reveals a secret door.
When I go through the door, I'm going to make sure that I can open that lever from the other side before I commit to going down that hallway.
There is a reciprocal lever on the other side. Okay.
Hallway.
All right, so the thing is the hallway stops at the end, but then there's also a set of narrow stairs that wind up.
I'm going to do both, Double D.
Okay. Yeah, it's at the end of the hall. There's not a lever. So if you have any skills, that might help you find something.
I'll see if there is something. It just seems odd to me that there would be a hallway with nothing there.
Yeah. Say
I
page.
have find remove traps.
That'll do.
Okay, 30.
That'll do for this.
7. 07.
007.
Yep.
Well done, Mr. Bond. You find it's actually on the floor on this side.
Okay.
There's a kind of right over, in the corner underneath the S, as it were, as you see it on the map. There's a little pressure plate there. And when you step on it, it's ever so gently like slides.
Is it quiet?
It is, yeah. And it leads you into the sacrificial pit. You're not sure why this is here. But remember, it's dark. Now, when you go into the pit, it would be very easy to go, up those sacrificial steps where the altar is. And that would be, I'm sorry, here. See where 13 is there?
Yep.
That's actually where 7 is here.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're just like below it, of course.
How high is this ceiling? Super high?
No, you're probably about, well, right now there is no ceiling per se because, it goes all the way up to the next level.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, well, look, it's like, 20 feet down and then probably another 15 feet when you get on the first floor. Yeah, so you're probably at least 35 feet as you're looking up and seeing the ceiling above you for the first floor. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to get my bearings in this room,
and
then I'm going to go back, close that secret door, same way, closing the pressure plate.
Yeah, you didn't see how to close it on the other side, but if you test on the way you came in, it does close it.
Okay, and then I'm going to go up. I'm going to go back down those stairs are.
Yeah. Now those are very narrow stairs, not even as wide as you might see on the map. Like I said, it kind of wends, so you're sort of kind of fumbling, I guess, in the dark. Are you, or are you grabbing something?
Is there any torches?
There's no torch lit here. No.
I guess I'm just gonna have to use my hands on the wall to guide myself.
Very easy, because you can touch both sides of the wall. You understand, as you're kind of fumbling up. All right, so it really does seem that you're like between like the walls. Like the walls here are pretty thick, and you're between some of these walls. Up you go. As you're behind that wall and going up.
Are we gonna bump into each other?
Yeah, I was gonna say it may happen. Make a move silently roll there. Not move silently auto.
That 2 is a 37. 20.
All right. So you're heading up, and I tell you what, I'm just going to say, for the sake of play, we'll do a little critical roll here and just say that Otto, you keep going up and up, and at some point you see someone in the passageway.
Do I hear
the
them
stairs?
First?
Yeah, you hear him first.
So I'm gonna
and you don't hear him. Obviously, you made his roll. So
I'm gonna stop wait for this person to come to me. Since
well, you're going the same direction. You're both going up, so he's just gonna get further away from you. So you can either close the distance.
I'm gonna do. It's still pitch black, correct?
Oh yeah, but your eyes have adjusted now. You can kind of see a little bit.
I can see the outline of a body.
You can.
Can I recognize it as a friend of mine?
You can. Why the hell not?
Then I will not stop. And I'll... Psst, psst.
You hear something that freezes your...
Yeah, that doesn't sound like her.
Yeah, but it does sound familiar. And you sure enough, you turn around and your eyes are adjusting too, and you're like,
Otto?
Roland?
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? What is going on?
I'm trying to escape. I'm trying to get out.
Wait, escape without me?
No, I was there. He did snake. He showed up, and she said there was a secret place to go.
Oh, there's plenty of secrets. I found secrets too.
You found secrets too?
Yeah. So I'm gonna get him to.
Are you guys continue going up?
We're gonna go back down into room 6, double D.
Okay.
We are gonna get back to our room at number 5, where we're supposed to be. Right. This is the end of the night.
Before you do that, you have some time to kill. I mean, like I said, you've been given sort of like, well, you're on quote unquote punishment,
right?
So you're essentially under Argath's charge, but he doesn't care. And
but don't the guards expect us back in our bunks at number 5 at a specific time?
Yeah, but they now are used to you
being late,
being a little late, as you're detained, as Argath has spoken on your behalf many times. So and Roland, you've just been pretty good, essentially. So Soraya has kind of greased the wheels. Yeah. So you guys have a little time.
I will, and I will say, when I first got in through the door, I had to hit the thing on the wall, and I got in here, and it was dark. Obviously, it's dark, but I could go up or go down, and that moment, that man's voice hit inside my head that we met at the inn about great riches.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it high in the tower?
Correct.
So I chose up instead of down.
Do you want to go up? Let's go check it out.
Let's do it.
We're going to check it out, Double D.
Do you want to go ahead of me?
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
We'll switch positions.
All right. So up you climb.
And as we're doing that, I'll just whisper to him about Soraya. And like, dude, like, I think she's the one.
Okay.
I mean, like, she's the one. She's going to help us get out of here. But when I see her outside here, I'm not supposed to show anything.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I think she's the one.
You guys climb, and then, you know, as you're feeling along, you feel a slight indentation on the inside, telling you that there might be a way in, but you're going to have to figure out how to open this door.
Oh.
So use that trap roll there.
Okay.
Otto.
$65.
Okay.
I needed a 37.
Hard to figure out. You think that you might need more light to give you another chance.
Okay.
You know, even though your eyes have adapted.
That's fine. That's noted for next time.
Mhm.
Right? You know, like,
yeah.
we're not leaving tonight. This is a process, not all in one night.
So it doesn't look like the stairs, you must be near the top because the stairs do keep going up, but then they stop if you want to, I don't know if you want to see that or not. Right. Where they stop and what they stop at.
Forward still or back?
It's probably like maybe half up, maybe like 15 feet more above this. That's all.
Up. Yep. Yeah.
All right.
We continue.
Get to the top.
Following.
The stairwell abruptly stops at like a ceiling. And you do see that this is definitely some kind of a door. Like some kind of a trap door. That kind of pushes up.
All right, I'll try to push it up.
Yeah. It's not even really that hard. You find yourself up on the roof.
Before I totally expose ourselves, is there anybody on this roof? Can I hear anybody?
Yeah, make a move silently roll.
33.
Got it?
Yep.
You do see a guard just kind of leaning over, but with your luck, he's leaning on the opposite side from you, looking out rather than, of course, inwards towards you. What do you wish to do?
Not pursue this right now.
All right. Yeah, so you just kind of let the
Yep.
door kind of gently come down and then baby it home. Okay, so now you know where it ends. You have a pretty good idea that about 15, 20 steps is where the door is at kind of a small landing.
We could have pushed him over. It's one less guard.
What do you wish to do now?
Go all the way back down.
Yeah. Okay.
Go like I imagine this little adventure took half hour-ish.
Yeah.
Sneaking around and stuff. Noting that we need a torch for next time. So I might just put, when we go back and like reset the trap or whatever, I could put some torches now that I have some place to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I can put the tools I need in this hallway, like a torch, 2 torches, whatever.
Okay.
And then that way I don't have to try to sneak it the next time.
All right. Very good. Yeah. It's Judd Goswick. I hope the roof isn't sloped. Danger.
Walk right by with an AR-15 and a ladder.
Yeah.
What are you doing here? Nothing.
All right. So you can. There are torches in your room, so you could plant that stuff if you wanted to right now.
Yep.
All right. So let's say those. What are you planning there? Like a torch or two?
2.
2 torches. Flint and tinder, or.
Yep. Something to light them.
All right. Anything else?
I can't.
Now remember, you guys. Just so we don't forget, I don't think you're armed right now.
No.
Okay. Now, to be fair, in that room 6, Argath's chamber, there are like sacrificial daggers, even a couple of swords that he has lying around from God knows what.
Scattered around, or they look like they're inventory around.
There's like the pool of like common ones that maybe he's gotten accumulated over the years. There is a very nice like sacrificial dagger with a snake motif that he has hanging on the wall. It's a big dagger, straddling the place between dagger and short sword. If that's is that a dirk? I think maybe.
Well, that's the one I won't be taking because it'd be too noticeable.
There are usable daggers,
yeah,
and there is a couple usable swords.
I'll take one dagger and one sword.
Okay.
Put it in the hall.
Absolutely.
All right.
Almost like leaned up against like the corner where the wall and the door connect, like in a corner, so they're just lying up straight.
Yeah.
And I kind of want them to blend in the best that I can. So if, let's say, someone was coming down this hall, they wouldn't notice them right away, unless you're looking for them, which there would be no reason someone to look for those things.
Right.
And Tac says it is a dirk.
Yep. Thank you, sir. Okay. Consider it done, and now you are pretty much expected to be back. The hour is late, so if you have anything else to do, I'll just you going back to 5 or any other
Close
stops
up
along
6.
the way. Yep.
We can swing by 2, maybe grab something to eat.
You guys have a little routine. It's just us. Don't worry. We warm up that chicken for us.
As we're walking past 1, I give a listen. Do I hear any noises? I'll roll.
Go ahead.
Is listen the same? Oh, here.
Yeah,
actually,
hear noise. Yeah,
hear noise.
It's like 1
die 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2 out of a die 6.
I did not make it. I rolled a 3. Seems normal. I was gonna go up and fix that chair.
Yeah.
I'll leave it be.
Okay. Back to 5 then. Okay.
That is definitely something that Argath and myself laugh about in the time I fucked up his chair.
Oh yeah, he hates Tharn with a passion. So you've but he puts on a good show about putting you through the ringer. All right, so when are you planning on doing Operation whatever it is?
Maybe next time.
Next night?
Yep.
Okay. Because we can go right there. Why the hell not? All right, so let's just go to the next. You do your prayers, everything.
Right.
Are you going up to Soraya?
If she gives the message to do it, absolutely.
She does. But you notice it's a little earlier this time, than normal.
Okay. All right.
And when you go up there, she's like, that was close last time. She's like, we have a good thing going here. She's like, now listen, I didn't want to show you that.
Okay.
But
Double D, I gotta stop you for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know it's meta thinking now, but I guess I would have wanted to have prepped Roland.
Oh, go ahead.
For how did you get out?
Yeah, I would have, that.
Yeah, you guys would have talked.
She would have been so what did you do? I get
Yeah.
it. You went through that secret door.
Yeah.
How did you fucking figure out where to go?
Notes before.
Yeah. Well, she even says, she's like, I knew with your craftiness. I know you're not just a guy with a perfect body. She says, I know you have a brain on your shoulders. She's like, you of course figured out the way down and out in Argath's chamber.
Yes.
Good. She's like, well, I figured that seeing as we're here talking. She's like, now what you maybe don't know is that those stairs go up.
Where do they go to?
She smiles. The treasure room.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Good enough. All right. Is that part of your plan?
She looks at you with greed in her eyes and says, I'm not sleeping with that old bag of bones for nothing. She goes over to the closet and in a hidden, kind of just on the bottom of a chest, she has a huge thing of rope.
Okay.
Like a dagger, some breeches, like pants for her. And she says, I haven't been able to figure out how to get in the door. I was hoping maybe you or perhaps your friend would be able to help.
My friend is more crafty than that right there. I think when the opportunity is there, when things line up for all of us, I'm pretty sure my friend could get in that door.
When do you think we should make our move? Every night we risk getting caught, and that will be the end of us all. They'll hang us all. Or actually, they'll feed us to Sestek.
Right.
More likely.
The sooner the better then.
When do you propose?
Tomorrow?
All right. Tomorrow. She says...
While they're doing that, I'm actually, at the end of the night, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going down that hallway, and I'm going to try that lock again. Even just to open it. You know?
Mm-hmm. With, you mean with some light?
Yeah.
All right, so give yourself a plus now 30% with the light.
Oh, that's a success. That's a 0.9.
Oh.
I didn't need no damn light.
You can easily see now.
Now how to do it?
Yeah, the counterweights that'll open that door.
I will open that door and take a peek in. I want to see what we're talking about here.
Okay.
As they're talking about, what night do you want to do it? Otto's in there throwing the coins up in the air. Whee!
Making it rain.
I'll get back later on tonight. My buddy Otto's gone. Like, oh no, he got in trouble. Oh no.
You look in. You see in the wall many books. Those are bookshelves on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely see some chests on the floor. You see kind of just like a dark shape, like over here in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but from where you are now, your light doesn't go all the way over there. Make a hear noise roll.
Four.
Okay. You just kind of hear the wind, from below, just kind of gently. In that passageway, it's cool. The minute you kind of step into here, you can almost feel the warmth again. This place is unlit. You do see a pair of double doors there. And like I said, you're not seeing the full room, so you're going to have to go in further if you want a more detailed...
I do not right now.
Okay.
Not by myself.
Okay.
But now I know how to do it.
Yep.
I can see that there are treasure chests, bookshelves.
Yep.
And something in the corner right down here that I just can't see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So back down then?
Yes.
All right. So I think we can just... we don't need to belabor it. Eventually she says, let's do it tomorrow. She starts giving you a timeline, a way to get a message to her too. She says the best time, would be, essentially like 10 p.m.
Right.
Essentially. She said she's going to put a sleeping potion in Argath's drink that night when he comes back.
All right.
And then what she will do is, she says, I will meet you down, and then we will go up together.
All right.
Down in Argath's chamber.
Right.
You can tell your friend all this?
Absolutely.
All right. She gives your Wang a squeeze. She's like, soon, my love. Soon me, you, and your friend will be the kings of some other place. Of course, we cannot stay here after we do this. You understand?
After she said, soon, my love, that I heard nothing.
Yeah. After she squeezed my Wang, I was all over.
All Twitter painted.
So, but she does say, you do understand, we must get in any boat out of here.
Yeah.
They will come looking for us. They will kill us. Probably anywhere in the free cities. You're from the north?
Yes.
Well, why not go back to the north?
We could do that. We can do that.
She says, very well. I will meet you downstairs tomorrow. All right. You guys meet up later?
Yes.
Anything you want to discuss? Just fill each other in?
Absolutely.
Or
The main thing I'm going to discuss is how the hell are we going to get out of here? Let's say we get all these gems and gold or whatever.
She gives you a very don't worry, I'll take care of that.
Yeah, I noticed she has rope, and she has some other things, that she's prepared specifically for us. But now, she's incorporating us in the plan, and the more of us, the more we can carry.
I got it. And then you said that she said a boat. Does she have a boat?
No, we'd have to get a hold of a boat. We'd have to be pretty invisible.
10 p.m., huh?
Yes. And if what we heard is correct, I think it would be pretty easy to purchase us passage anywhere. At the
Where Point Prospera has a pretty big port, so there's boats going everywhere. So, all right.
Yes.
Shall we fast forward to just at 9:59, and then we'll cut it off?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You guys are waiting. Argath goes up, a little while earlier. You guys are biding time, then you kind of make it down the hall. And
my interactions with Argath that day are not going to be I'll see you around type thing. It'll be as calm as ever.
Cool as a cucumber.
Yep.
All right, so you guys are waiting in 6, and then she comes down at around, right before 10. She opens the secret door. She's dressed for business. She's got a sack. She's like, I didn't think you guys would think of it. And she pulls out a couple of really large sacks that you guys could take stuff. And she has rope around her shoulder. She throws it to you.
Yep.
She gives you a kiss. She nods to you, Otto, and says, are you ready to get rich?
Let's take that ceremonial dagger tonight.
Yeah. Take that. Yes.
That one that looks like a dirk.
Yep. She says, wait.
I'll replace it Andy Dufresne style with another dagger.
Gotcha. She goes over to the there's a bunch of beakers and stuff here. He hasn't quite shown you those secrets. She goes over she knows exactly what she's looking for, and she takes 2. And she says, this is sweet water. It will heal your wounds.
Okay.
She gives you each one.
All right.
Why didn't she take 3?
Because there's only 2 there.
Okay. All right.
I wouldn't even thought about that.
All right. can tell she's been thinking about this for a while,
Yeah.
so she's not like going into this half-cocked.
Well, I mean, she's been playing her part as the dutiful mistress. She wants to get compensated for it.
That's right.
Time to get paid.
Travis, then you wake up. All right. That's all right. So you guys are ready to go up then, right?
We're ready.
Yeah.
We're doing this next. All right. So it's
ceremonial dagger.
It's a little too
sacks,
late now. Yeah.
Torches.
Yep. Healing waters.
Healing waters and a sword for you.
Yeah.
And the dagger for me and another pocket dagger for me. And does she want a weapon?
She has one.
Okay.
You can tell she has one already. All right. She actually takes the lead as you're going up the stairs. So, you can, when you start the fire, you can see her perfect rear end climbing up above you. And
I go. I tap him. I go.
That's mine. All right. Well, it's pretty late. There's going to be maybe some meaty stuff. We'll see going on. Obviously, they're going to raid treasure and try to get out. So that could be fraught with peril. Who knows? It could go very easily depending on how you guys
the chance cubes.
Yeah, depending on the dice. So, but yeah, that should do it. 3 hours is quite enough. So there's Soraya. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right.
Our babies are going to be beautiful. They're just going to be awesome. We'll be rich.
Put the specs on.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I will leave you. We'll do. Let's see. It's very late. Thank you all for sticking around.
Thank
all
you,
you,
everyone.
all you
Absolutely.
O&R fanatics. Yep. Now, obviously, none next week. We'll be out of town, but then after that, hopefully, we're right back on. So we will resolve this. All right, guys. Thanks again. Love you. Peace. I'll send you out with something here. Not sure what. We'll talk to you soon. Look for my reports from Gen Con. Take care, guys. Love ya.
Thanks a lot.
They burning the country down with their progressiveness. It started with changing what gender is, then graduated to you're racist if you think that your life matters and your skin don't have melanin. They don't want peace, they want skeletons. They want men to pretend that they're feminine. They don't want an election, they got so offended by freedom that they just tried killing the president. I used to think that the woke were misguided, but now I can see that they're evil. Twitter is angry that Trump isn't dead. You know who got shot? Innocent people. Thought y'all were tolerant, thought we were equals. I thought you valued how everyone feels. Then why are y'all celebrating an attempted assassination like you're part of Antifa? Thank God the left can't aim. Thank God the right don't riot. Welcome to the home of the brave. Freedom ain't afraid of violence. You wish you was dying? Bitch, you missed. Thank God the left can't aim. Why can't we just shoot straight? Y'all are going insane. Bitch, you missed. There's no one else you can blame. Cause I lock them up in a cage. Now you trying to kill what you hate. Bitch, you missed. Told us trust the science, but it never made sense to me. Why would we put all our trust in the enemy? Millions of people are hooked on amphetamines. They're making billions on untested remedies. Borders are open to people with felonies. Biden can't stop them, he don't have the energy. Y'all want to kill the man trying to fight for a better tomorrow by making him Kennedy? I tried to give y'all a chance, like maybe the left isn't nuts. I was wrong, cause y'all are exactly as crazy as every conservative person I know said you were all along. Wanna protest, go hard. Wanna burn flags, go off. But y'all are so triggered that you're pulling triggers at presidents. Y'all the terrorists when you're armed. Thank God the left can't aim. Thank God the right don't riot. Welcome to the home of the brave. Freedom ain't afraid of violence. You wish you was dying? Bitch, you missed. Thank God the left can't aim. Why can't we just shoot straight? Y'all are going insane. Bitch, you missed. There's no one else you can blame. Cause I lock them up in a cage. Now you trying to kill what you hate. Bitch, you missed.